Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Tabletop Dorks, and tonight we're going to be continuing on with our mini adventure, our mini campaign, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. I'm Moonshot. I'll be acting as the DM for tonight's session, and these wonderful players joining me. Thanks so much for being here. We got to meet your characters last week, so as a quick icebreaker, let us know your name. And then if your character had a favorite flavor of ice cream, what would it be? Zeus, why don't you kick things off?
Okay, well, hi, I'm Zeus. I play. Oh my gosh, I was about to say his name wrong. Petrick, not Tetrick. Petrick
Tetris.
Noondry.
You play.
Yeah, I play Tetris apparently. Um, I'm a wood elf cleric. For those of you that didn't know from the last episode, I didn't catch that. I am a cleric who's really all about getting high, and if there was a flavor of ice cream he had to be, is that the
Oh dear.
question?
Yeah, yeah.
um this is gonna sound so gross, but the first thing that came to mind would be pistachio ice cream.
It kind of checks out.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sloth, what did you take it next?
Hi, this is Sloth. My character is No, the dragonborn barbarian of the group. Um, No's favorite flavor of ice cream is probably mint.
Ooh. With like mint chocolate chip or just straight up mint?
Chocolate chip is a nice little bonus, but just if it's mint flavored, doesn't. She will
Does-
take it with or without chocolate chips.
Okay.
I think I understand why too, but I don't want to spoil things. So
Wait a second.
is
I
that
want to
just
hear
like a
these
next level?
spoilers.
Is that just a
Oh.
next level decision because it's great? It's great. Too.
Secret lore drops?
Yeah, the
happening?
secret lore.
You gotta let us know
Mint
now.
ice cream.
Oh man.
AJ, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm AJ. My character is Sigurd, the human rogue. And his favorite flavor of ice cream would be probably Superman, if that would exist. It would be because
That's
he's
good.
That's good. That's a good choice.
because he's a young guy.
Wait.
He's not.
Hold on, were we
Okay.
supposed to do what we are as ice cream? What our favorite flavors were?
I understood that you would. I asked favorite flavor, but I liked your interpretation, so I just rolled with it.
Cause it's probably still be pistachio too. I was just curious.
I was like, yes,
It's-
it kind of checks out.
It's really the same, but I was just making sure I understood the assignment correctly. But you know what? As Patrick being Patrick, it totally didn't.
Yeah, you say sometimes that your characters reflect a part of your personality. I think for Zeus we have it figured out. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for everybody for joining us here for episode number 2. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, make sure to follow and or subscribe, whichever for the platform is totally free, and it helps us to keep on creating content like this. We would love it if you'd say a quick hi in the chat or leave a comment if you're watching this post the live broadcast. And for socials, you can find Tabletop Dorks on Twitter or X at Tabletop Dorks, and Instagram it's at the Tabletop Dorks. The Tabletop Dorks Instagram.
The
I'll get-
tabletop doors. We'll figure out the logistics.
Yeah. So check out the socials, and from there, we're gonna kick things off. I'm gonna ask if AJ can give us a quick recap from last week's session, and then we'll see what kind of chaos unfolds from there.
Sure. Yeah. Do you want a short recap or a long recap?
Can we go
Is there a
medium?
medium like
Like,
Goldilocks
can we
size
go medium
recap?
there?
We'll try to find the Goldilocks zone if we can.
Yeah,
Thank
perfect.
you.
Yeah. So we we found our heroes question mark originally for various their own personal reasons aboard a boat, a ship,
Thank you.
sailing from the Sword Coast towards Stormwreck Isle, and upon that voyage, a sea creature known as a marrow appeared amidst a suddenly conjured storm to threaten us and the captain of the ship. I mean, really, I feel like it was the captain's problem, not ours. But that's neither here nor there. But and saying that demanding gold pieces for tribute. The captain refused. No attacked. We all killed the marrow. From that point on, we sort of got to know each other a little bit, and then Sigurd was convinced by Petrick to help him try and steal from the captain.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a bit of a diversion that happened, and sadly it went horribly wrong. Some natural ones were thrown, and Petrick and Sigurd found themselves on the wrong side of the law, manacled. But no swooped in and agreed to take charge of them upon the island. And then I think Petrick hired No as a mercenary, as like a sorry to Sigurd, because Sigurd said that he just wanted to go to the island because he had a job to deliver his old knight's shield to who he used to be the squire of, to the Temple of Bahamut. And upon reaching the island, we fought a couple zombies, or I should say, No mostly fought a couple zombies and killed them. And then we went up the rocky cliff and found a bit of a community. It seems there's some empty rooms cut out into the rock, and we've just met Elder Runara, who we heard was there, because it's a conclave, right? Yeah,
A cloister is the technical term,
cloister.
but yes,
Gotcha.
you're on the right thing.
Not a
And
nice.
so we just met her, and she invited us for dinner. But the room that we're seeing is like full of kobolds, which is, that's interesting. So yeah, I think that's where we left off.
That was pretty
Yeah.
good, man. Pretty good recap.
Good. Anything else? Zeus, the sloth?
He touched basically every single
Nah.
base there was.
Great recap. Okay. So where you find yourself right now, kind of standing on the outer path, being invited in by Elder Runara into what you presume to be the dining hall. Go ahead and I'm gonna see if Elder Runara. What is your expression right now? Because you mentioned, AJ, specifically that Sigurd is maybe confused or perplexed about the presence of kobolds. What would he be revealing any of this on his expression?
Probably, I would just look very wary, very
Okay.
wary and like unsure of the situation. Yeah.
Okay. So he looks a little bit wary.
hmm
Sorry, I'm having trouble finding my. I was gonna have her roll perception to see if she can pick up. There we go. I'm gonna see if she can read that. What would you say for Petrick, his current expression or demeanor would be?
Patrick's so chilled right now. Probably still smoking another blunt, like just straight up, just like, okay, this is weird. This is happening. I suppose it's like happy, awkward, happy,
Yeah.
awkward, happy, maybe.
Okay. And what about for No?
No just kind of feels a little indifferent about the situation. Maybe a little bit on edge, since we thought that the place was abandoned. And then to find out that there actually are people here. So I take that back. Yeah, she's a little guarded. Not
guarded.
indifferent.
I think that on a 29 perception, Runara is studying each of you. So she's taking a moment of just kind of somber silence, and she is just kind of giving each of you a long glance as she tries to get a read on you. And she's going to address maybe one thing that she picks up on, and she's going to say, I can see you're puzzled by the presence of these kobolds, and I would like to have you know that they, much like some of you, are here to look for a second chance, for an opportunity, for a purpose, and each of them is on their own journey. They're no threat to you, and I recognize it's a little unconventional to be employing kobolds, but they have served me well. Some for many years, some a little more recently have come to me for reasons of their own, whether that is healing, protection, or just the opportunity to prove themselves. So, please, I would just ask that you would give them a chance, give them the same kind of openness of your mind that they would be able to prove themselves. And here at Dragon's Rest, violence is not permissible on the grounds. Although, if you are here looking for a fight, as I see all of your equipment and gear, I'm sure the island will provide you many challenges befitting adventurers of your status. Um, with that said, whether you're here for fame, fortune, or otherwise, there is much latent magical energy still here on Stormwreck Isle. From the ages ago fight between the metallic and chromatic dragons, there are relics of magical ability as well as magical energy that just resides in pockets across the island. So I do think that your time here will be well served, depending on what it is you have come to achieve or acquire. But the kobolds are under my protection, and I would just ask that you would give them a chance. If, however, if any of them step out of line, feel free to let me know, and I will be handling them personally. Yes, a question?
No, this is just me as the player.
Oh, a question?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you for noticing. I would just like to say that throughout this entire monologue, whatever,
Sure.
Patrick has gotten up, went towards the kitchen, talking to the kobolds, but also trying to get them high as well.
In the middle of her talking?
Yeah, in the middle of her talking. He's basically just passing around a joint or two, just trying to see if they're cool.
I think
Like,
if
to see if
you
that's a
try
cool
to
check.
walk past her into the dining hall, she's gonna first like put her hand out to gesture for you to wait and see if you respond to that.
I'll probably just like wait, and then once she's done talking, try to go again.
Oh, somebody's in a bit of a hurry. All right, well, dinner is served. You're all most welcome to join us. Come on in. She's gonna kind of usher you into the dining hall. At the dining hall, I'm going to switch this because we're not really going to use the map per se. At the dining hall, you see in front of you a long wooden table, like 12-foot long wooden table with benches on either side that are, one side is sitting about two humans. There's a human female, a human male, and two kobolds on one side of the table. On the other side, there are two kobolds, and then at the head of the table is a large wooden chair. And currently coming out of the kitchen is a kobold carrying trays. I think that one of you had stealth to peek through the doorway. I think it was No.
Yeah.
I kind of got a peek through and saw somewhat looked to be dinner preparations at that point and overheard a conversation. And you're hearing more just activity. Do you all three choose to come into the dining hall?
Yes.
quick
I do.
quick question.
Sure.
Do I recognize the human man? Do I recognize him from the painting downstairs? Like,
Roll a perception check.
okay,
See
let's
what
do
you
it.
can
Nice
pick up about
catch.
this guy.
First roll of the day, an 18.
I think
go,
at
18.
first you see a human man and you're like, oh, your brain's like, oh, is that the one in the painting?
Yeah.
And at first you kind of take a second look because the man in front of you is middle-aged with kind of a salt and pepper beard, looks a little weathered, and the one in the picture was definitely a younger man. But you, with this perception check, can tell that it is the same man. However, it's probably been 15, 20 years
Oh, okay.
has passed since the paintings.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. So yeah. So I guess Sigurd will see him, but then like realize that, oh, okay, whoever this guy is, he's been here for 50 to 20 years. So he'll just kind of like exhale a little sigh of relief because there's no way that they would recognize each other, probably. So it was in his mind. He's like, okay, we're okay. And I'll just kind of go over to Patrick and say, look, I know you're hungry, but
Dude, I'm always
be
hungry, bro. I got the munchies right now, dude.
just be careful. Don't eat anything they hand it to you unless you know it's
Wait, don't eat
safe.
anything? What are you talking about?
I would just make sure you're picking up things that other people are eating is all I would suggest. Just a rule of thumb.
Is there like
Um,
cannibalism on this island? Because I don't do that, dude. I know times are tough, but I just want you to know I don't do that.
I don't know. It's just something my dad used to tell me. All right, it's
Was your dad a
just a general
cannibal?
safety rule. I certainly don't think so. I hope not.
Good, man. I don't want to be friends with cannibals. Like I'll be friends with really anyone, but cannibals, yeah, that's where I draw the line, dude.
I
Sorry.
promise you, I am not a cannibal.
I'll
I
give
can
you a
promise that much.
nice little aggressive pat on the back. Dude, you're cool in my book, man. You're cool in my book.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hit?
Um,
Go ahead, man.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Look, I'm not gonna peer pressure you, bro, but just know
One
this
of the
thing's always here
kobolds
for you.
walks right up to you, Patrick, and she is about like 3 feet tall. Like she's small. She comes up about to your waist, and she comes over. And she goes like, "Oh my goodness, you're allowed to have that in here? What is that? Can I have some? Can I have some? Can I have some? That looks fun. I want to try. I can't believe they let you get that in here. What is it?
What?
Can I have some?
What are you saying, dude?
Oh my gosh, that looks so. What? Are you smoking something? I've never smoked anything in my life, but like I really want to try because I mean I've heard stories, but like I've never
Hey,
experienced it.
Sigurd,
So
what
I
is
thought that
going on?
maybe.
Am I tripping right now, dude? Please tell me that little
Does he have
dragon
something cool
dude
too?
is
Oh,
not
I like your
talking.
shield. That's really cool. Can I hold it? Can I touch it? Can I pick it up? Is it heavy? It's bigger than me. That's crazy.
Dude,
No. Patrick, why don't you give her a bit of? It's just a kobold. Give her some of the
dude,
whatever it is
she's
you have.
like tiny, dude. I don't know
He
if
said
she can
I could
handle
have
this.
some, so I should be able to have some. And at this point, a kobold walking out of the kitchen claps her hands, and with some sense of authority, she, an older female kobold, says, now, none of that. No outside substances are to be had in my dining hall. You need to take that outside." And she's looking at you, Patrick, finding that you're the source of the.
Hey, don't worry,
If
I'll
you
go
want
and
to
just
Smoky
eat,
put
all
this
in
out
now.
real
you
quick.
get rid of it.
I'm just putting it out real quick.
I take a step away from Patrick.
The small, like, younger kobold kind of like looks a little sheepish and also tries to act like she was not just asking you for a sample.
I'm gonna go sit down, but as I do, I'm like releasing the smoke I just inhaled, so there's just a trail of just smoke
Sure,
following
sure.
behind me.
The older female kobold is just standing with her hands on her hips, just staring at you, and to make sure that you're going to comply with her very strict dining hall regulations.
Before I get to the seat, I like kind of stop and do like a little heart with the smoke. I try to motion and make a heart with the smoke, and
Yeah,
then
give
I
me a
sit down.
performance check. I want to
Okay.
see how convincing this smoke heart is. Like, are we talking like Gandalf levels of
Oh, I know for a
smoke
fact it's not
manipulation,
Gandalf
or
level.
let's just do it. Let's just give me a performance check.
Got a
Let's see what happens.
13.
I mean, it is, I would say, recognizable as a heart, and actually for you, you kind of impress yourself.
Probably
Actually,
the best
like
one I've
that's
ever done.
one of the best ones you've
Yeah.
ever. Definitely above average for you. So you're pretty pleased with yourself. She
Frick yeah.
doesn't look impressed. She doesn't change her stance at all until she's sure that it's no longer in your mouth, that you're seated and hopefully behaving. But you kind of catch her eyes on you from time to time.
I like nudge to whoever's next to me. Don't even care who. She's totally into me, dude.
Ow, that's the top of my head. I'm not very tall, so please be careful with your elbows.
Oh my god,
That's
dude.
Laylee. You gotta be careful because she's the cook, and so whatever she says goes.
get
If
up
you don't listen to her rules,
I
then
just
she
start
doesn't give you
walking
dinner.
away.
Wait, where are you going?
I go to like
You haven't
another
told me
empty
your
seat.
name yet.
I go to another empty seat away from her.
I mean, it's 2 benches, so you basically have a choice to try to slide onto one bench or the other.
I'm going
So
on
do you want to
another
try to slide to? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So she's on the one closer to like the front door. You go to the further one, which means you're gonna be sliding right now, but it's pretty full. So you will have to ask someone to slide down if you want to try to sit on the other side.
I poke one of the kobold's shoulders. They're the one at the edge.
On the end of the table is actually a human.
Oh.
Human.
A human. I'm
Humans.
sorry.
You man.
A human.
Humans.
Hugh.
Humans.
Not to be confused with Hugh Jackman, just a human.
Not a huge Jackman.
Not huge. No, just a
No.
regular sized human, a human man.
Is his name Jackman?
This is the one that not to your no, could be. This is the one that Sigurd recognized, but obviously, you know, you didn't pick up on that. I don't think you actually even saw the painting. But this
wasn't
is
even in that
he's
room.
got a salt and pepper beard, middle-aged, a little bit weathered looking, and glimpses of a tattoo below, like peeking out from his collar.
Okay.
So he's sitting at the end. So you tap his shoulder.
Mhm.
He looks at you. He's like, "Can I help you with something?"
Dude, I don't want to be like a super huge bother, but could you guys like scooch the mooch a little bit and let me sit down over here? Because I was gonna sit over there, but there's like this super energetic little dragon dude. It's tripping me out because I'm really not in that, headspace. So I figured it'd be cooler over here.
I think I saw Rick's catching your ear, and if it's any consolation, she does this to everyone, but she also quickly finds a new target for her nonstop.
Oh, okay.
Absolute mad speaking. When I first came here, she did the same to me. So maybe answer a couple of questions. I'd like to say that will help, but it actually, the sooner somebody new gets here, probably the better off. But hey, Varnoth, Aga, slide on down, and everybody kind of scooches down the bench for you. A couple of them grumble, but mostly they're pretty accommodating.
You
All right,
guys
have
are
a seat.
super cool. Appreciate you, dudes. I go and sit
So
down.
now it's either No or Sigurd next to our small friend Rex.
Roll a stealth check. I'm just
Did you hide under the table?
Freaking die hard over here.
I'll look at no and gesture to the seat.
Your choices are go across the table and ask people who have just slid down for Petrick to slide down more. And it's a little bit of like the no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Like if you keep on sliding over, somebody's gonna fall off. Or you can sit next to this young small kobold, apparently named Rex, to talk your ear off. So I don't know.
Wait, so does one of us have to stand then? Is there no?
Right now you're both standing, so you have there's an empty space on the bench next to Rick's, but the bench that Petrick just sat down on is full.
Honestly, I kind
Okay.
of thought that No was sitting down this entire time already.
Okay.
Before Zeus had his little scene there.
Sure. So since you're sitting down and Petrick has left, Rex is gonna look at you like, wow, you're so cool. Look, I have scales, you have scales. We're basically related. That's so awesome. I wish I was big like you. You look really strong. Are you really strong? What kind of weapons do you like? Do you fight a lot?
She just ignores them.
Do you want to roll?
Her?
Her.
Do
you want to
her.
roll? We have fresh butter. It's really good. I don't really like the fish so much, but the carrots are good. Steamed carrots, they're delicious.
She continues to just stare in the middle distance, just because, not out of rudeness, but the one thing that she takes more seriously than training is food.
Mm,
So she's very focused right now.
as you should. You focus on the food. You notice steamed fish, vegetables, potatoes, carrots, some onions, dinner rolls, fresh churned butter. It's a nice spread. It's not anything too fancy, but everything is seasoned and cooked well. There's a little bit of nice steam wafting up from the fish in particular that is very enticing. But as you turn your attention to the food, taking it very seriously, Rix is going to start documenting her day to you, starting from the very moment her eyelids opened up. So this morning, I woke up, and would you believe it? And she's telling you about the weather. She's telling you what she ate. She's telling you about how she got dressed. She's telling you about how she swept the floor. She's telling you about organizing. Like, it's going to take the whole meal unless somebody stops her. And she does not care that you seem to be focused on dinner instead.
Totally fine.
Great.
Well, seems
Can't
like
hear her.
No's having a good time down there.
Did you sit down as well, Sigurd?
I don't know if there's any seats left now. It seems
There's
like I didn't have
room
a
next
spot.
to No. So No is kind of
Oh,
running
okay.
interference between you and
Gotcha.
Rix. And so then you would be
Yeah.
on the end of the table across from Patrick.
Yeah. I'm just kind of like every once in a while I'm just kind of like looking at No and marveling a little bit that she's able to block out all this nonsense. I was like, and I'll like whisper to her at some point, I'd be like, have you ever seen kobolds before in real life?
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Have you ever met any kobolds before?
Yes.
Aren't they usually like violent? Is what I've always heard before. They didn't know, or are they always this talkative?
Uh, now that you mention it. Sorry, I'm very distracted.
Oh, okay.
You see,
Yeah.
all the food over there, I'm very excited. The only thing that I take more seriously than my training is my food.
At this
Oh, yeah. No,
point,
I
a kobold
I'm
drops a
sorry.
couple of plates right in front of you, and they kind of slide them down to make sure everybody has plates, and some kind of basic clay plates, and then some silverware, a knife and a fork for each of you is kind of set down in front of you. And in the middle of the table are these large platters with all of this delicious looking food. But none of the kobolds or even the other the two humans at the table, none of them have touched the platters in the middle. Everybody now has a plate and their own silverware setting.
Yeah, I'm not touching any food until they do,
Okay.
for sure.
Um, Elder Renara goes to the head of the table at the large wooden chair, and as she stands next to it, she kind of gestures open arms and says, "Well, everyone, another successful day here at Dragon's Rest. I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions to upkeep and care of this special and sacred place. And for a reward, let's enjoy a dinner together and some time of leisure before we continue on tomorrow. Everyone, and to our guests, welcome. Thank you for joining us for this meal." And she's gonna
Roll the
sit
four.
down.
On stealth. I
Oh,
was trying to grab food while she was in the middle of that.
a 4 on stealth. She does not acknowledge you picking up that food. You don't know if that's because she doesn't notice or she doesn't care to address it. However, the cook who was scolding Petrick earlier is gonna have a wooden spoon in her hand and just kind of like smack it into her other palm as she is very unhappily. It's kind of a veiled threat, but from someone who's literally half of your size, I don't know how seriously you would take it. But she's kind of smacking her open palm with a wooden spoon as she glares at you.
Without breaking eye contact, I continue to reach.
She looks very frustrated, but also not willing to create a confrontation when it seems that Runara is not addressing the problem. So she's not happy. As Runara sits down in her chair, immediately on cue, all the kobolds and everyone at the table start digging into the food, grabbing ladles and spoons and forks, and some are helping each other, passing the roll basket around. And so there's a little bit of a sense of community, but also everyone is making sure that their plates are also filled up. So Rix is very helpful to whether you accept that help or not. She's always going to make sure that you have a roll first, that you get the best. This piece of fish is the best. You should have this one. You look like you need it. I'm really small, so I don't really need to eat that much. But you're gonna eat. She's piling up your plate for you, with or without your permission.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, and then if you tell her thank you one time, she's just gonna double her efforts to make sure your plate has like the best of the best from this table, because it just takes one kind word and she's enraptured. She definitely is in awe of you being dragonborn. It does not hurt. All right, so as you guys are eating, there's different scattered discussions happening across the table. Some are a little bit more like individual. You see that the human man next to Petrick is talking to the human woman next to him. They're having a little side conversation. Some of the kobolds are chattering, and then it's a variety. They're talking about like, I think it's gonna rain tomorrow. No, it's not gonna rain. It's gonna be clear skies, and they're just whatever. Yep. What do you all want to do? Yeah.
I'll start eating like after everybody else is eating, and then I'll try to like stow a couple dinner rolls for later.
Sure. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Aha.
You think that you pretty
So 17.
adeptly
Dang.
roll a d4. Let's see how many rolls you get away with.
Okay. Excited.
3
Oh,
dinner
jeez,
rolls stashed
Damn.
successfully.
I
Yeah.
would like to
Yeah,
say
wouldn't
that.
say I'm on a roll.
Wait, Petrick is right across. Oh my gosh. Call me butter because I'm on a roll. Petrick, if you want to, I'll give you a chance at perception on this just because you're across the table.
Okay. I was actually gonna say that I see him do it, and I don't stealth. I just straight up stuff like 3 or 4 rolls in my bag.
Well, let's see if you see him do it. Roll a
Yeah,
perception. You have to beat a 17. And whether
19 will do.
inspired
Ooh, there
or
it is.
you
There it is.
see him
19 will do
stash
it.
those rolls and struck as if with sudden inspiration, you try to grab a couple for yourself? Is that what you're having?
I'm basically gonna be like, I'm gonna try to make eye contact with him, and be like,
Uh-huh.
I see what you're doing, dude. And then I'm not trying to stealthily do it. I'm just like, just straight up putting 3 or 4 rolls in my bag.
Roll a perception check.
Oh man.
Actually, you know what?
Okay, well,
Yeah,
a
perception check,
24 will do.
Wow, out of the corner of your eye, you see the cook beelining it your way. You are already on her radar, and so she is headed your way, and she has a wooden spoon raised in her hand.
Okay,
Well, I
question.
guess we're rolling for initiative.
Question. While I'm stuffed, like, how have I actually gotten
That's
any
how
in my
Dragon's
bag?
Rest turned into Dragon's Wrestling.
Yeah.
DWE.
You have not gotten any in your bag yet. No.
Okay.
You have one a roll in your hand. But, well, I guess okay. She wouldn't be concerned if you had a roll in your hand. She's at the point of being concerned, so you're putting it into your bag.
I feel
You're
like
in the act of
wouldn't she
putting
be
it into your bag?
concerned seeing me put it in there?
Sure.
So I have, like,
you're in the act of
one.
putting it in your bag.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fair.
I would like to grab a roll and just toss it at her face to distract her.
Give me an attack roll. Why do I have to fight
Like
the
what,
cook?
man.
unarmed strike?
Mm.
This would be more of a ranged attack roll. So it would be if you want to roll a d20 plus your dexterity. Go for that. Roll for roll toss. We are rolling for rolls. Rolls upon rolls.
It's just a 10. Just a 10.
I don't know if she has hold on. Does she have a sheet?
Because I'm not trying to
Hold on.
like actually hurt her.
Hold
I'm
on.
trying to do it as like a distraction. Like, oh, you got bopped. I put some in there, and then I go about my day.
A 10? Is that, do you
Yeah.
add your dexterity
I
to
don't.
that?
I don't have a modifier.
Sure. I think that it kind of like bounces off of her scaled shoulder as she awesome roll at the cook, and she is gonna try to attack you, not attack you, smack you with the spoon, which this would be
I would like to.
Shanks him.
I would like to say that when I see that it bounces off
Uh-huh.
her, I just put my hands up. I'm just like, all right, you got me.
Yeah.
She is coming over with the spoon to smack you.
All right.
He's been whittling it into a shiv
Who's-
this entire time.
She got a
Another one.
She
dice
got
are
a
these?
natural
I'm
one.
throwing this dice away. She comes over, and in her fury, she kind of slips, and her arm just goes
Can she
like
slip
wide.
over the roll?
She slips on the roll that you threw at her like a banana peel in Mario Kart. And
Yes.
she just
Nice.
and all of a sudden she is on the floor, spoon in hand.
Seeing this, I would like to then attempt to put the rolls back into the bag. Like again, 3 or 4.
Give me another. Wait, not stealthily.
Not stealthily. No, I see that she's on the floor. I'm just
Sure. So quickly,
quickly, I suppose.
do a dexterity check with advantage, and you just have to get above a 10.
So would I just hit my modifier then?
You would just click. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me pull
did.
up your character sheet.
Okay, I'm so glad I get the advantage. I had a nat 1, but I got a 12. So
Great. Roll a d4. Let's see how many dinner rolls you're able to stash. Y'all are sticky fingers.
I got
Should we do
4.
something here? No.
Let's go.
You got 4. What's that?
Said no. Should we do something here? You think?
You see this cook with a wooden spoon faceplant on the ground trying to swing at Patrick. He is rapidly stuffing rolls into his bag. And the two of you across the table now Sigurd asking, what are we gonna do?
No, I'm not paying attention at all. Like, I'm just like face in my food and just like mouthful.
Patrick's gonna get us all in trouble. I feel like maybe you should say something. Tell him to stop. Oh dear.
Say something about what?
Look at Patrick's about to get in a fight with the cook, and then
Can
we're
I
gonna
ch-
all get kicked
Can
out
I
of
try to
here.
roll for getting more rolls in there while he's talking to no?
I mean,
She's
at
still on
risk
the
of getting
ground.
smacked again, she's back up on her feet at this point. You've
Oh,
got 4
okay.
rolls. You got 4 rolls in your bag, and the cook is gonna look at Elder Runara, who's right next to you, and she'll be like, "Can you believe this behavior in my dining hall? And you're just gonna sit there and allow this to happen?"
Is she talking to her with her back facing me?
She's angled, so it's like 45 degrees.
Okay.
You
I
think
didn't
she would have turned
explicitly
back to you?
state that I held on to the manacles when I freed Sigurd.
What? What? Okay.
Can I?
Yes, manacles at the dinner table. Yes.
Can
I
I
haven't done
retcon
anything
that,
yet.
like, I still have them,
Sure.
and I'll just be like, okay,
But there
fine, I'll
is
do
a check-in
something.
box at the door for all manacles.
Gotta put your manacles
First
here,
person to
Sally.
touch their manacles has to pay the bills. No, I'm kidding. Sure, you have the manacles. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get up, walk over to Patrick, and I'm just gonna manacle him. Just put his.
In the middle
not-
of the
I'm not letting
cook
that
talking
happen.
to
I will
Elder
just say
Runara.
What was that?
So the cook is talking to Elder Runara, whining, right, about Patrick.
Yeah.
And so as that conversation's happening, you're just gonna get up, walk around the table, and try to put manacles on him?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Elder Runara is going to stand up, scoot her chair back, and she is going to almost like stiff arm you, basically, if you're trying to walk around the table. No. So she's gonna put her arm out to almost like block you from getting to the other side of the table. And she'll be That is quite enough. You
Oh,
are
yes,
guests here staring at Petrick. You are guests here at Dragon's Rest. And I expect you to act respectfully as such status grants you. Laylee, our kind and talented cook, has picked up on some behavior that she deems inappropriate for her dining hall. And as such, listen, you are not automatically granted sanctuary here. You have done nothing to provide service to this cloister. And so until you show us that you have something of value to offer, you will be removed from this dining hall. I would ask you to leave.
I only met him 5 hours ago, for the record.
You
I
know
will
what,
have
dude? I
one
didn't
of the
even want to be
kobolds
here.
show you to your room, and once you are able to provide some service or value to the community, you will be re-invited to join us for meals. Aga, could you please escort our guest to their living quarters should they choose to make use of them? And a little kobold is gonna, an older hold on. Yeah, female kobold is, she's gonna stand up, and she's got little like spectacles at the end of her little kobold nose, and she's gonna come over and she'll be like, right this way, and they're
we
gonna
could take her
gesture
easily.
you out. As that's happening, Elder Runara is gonna turn to you, No, and be like, please return to your seat if you'd like to continue this meal.
Gladly.
So this little kobold goes over to Petrick and is gesturing toward the door.
Hey, look, I didn't even want to be here in the first place. I don't know why I'm here at all, actually. So, scooch, don't touch me. And so I walk out, but I go towards the beach.
Great, that's the way that she's leading you. So that works out really well.
I don't need you to
You're
show me
like-
where I'm going.
Should we? I'll ask No. I'll say, should we go with him, or is he going to be all right, you think?
I go where the food goes.
Sure. Right.
all of a sudden, there's like a half of a fish fillet added onto your plate as Rick has continued piling food even while you got up. So there's like a half of a fish. There are 3 dinner rolls, a pile of butter, and especially lots of carrots. So you have another full plate of food.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash.
Smash your pass. And No gets right back down to business as she ought. Sigurd?
Rix, you know what? Actually, no, I don't want to open that can of worms.
Yeah? What? You said my name? What is it? I can help. I know everything about this island.
So, my apologies.
Oh, okay. You will notice that across the table, the human man is like kind of a stern expression, but watching all of this unfold and especially when Laylee the cook face planted on the floor, he is stifling laughter. Like he is trying so hard not to burst out laughing right now. But yeah.
That's great. How close am I to that guy?
You're like across the table, and he's across the table and one over because he was sitting next to Petrick.
Okay.
So he's across the table and to the right, 1 seat.
I guess I'll see if I can make eye contact with him and kind of like gingerly ask him and say, you're not a kobold.
Figured that out yourself, did you? Wow, so observant. And he gives you a sarcastic clap.
Right.
Get him.
Right. I mean, just what I mean to say is what brought you to this place.
Well, I was looking for a little bit of adventure, maybe a new line of work, and I never really intended to stay here long, but once I met Runara and the rest of the crew, I found it very peaceful here. And although I never thought myself one to get away from city living, this island has a sense of serenity that I'd find it difficult to leave.
So what exactly do they do here?
The primary purpose of the Dragon's Rest is care of the temple to Bahamut and the preservation of the libraries. But I think between you and me, there's a little sense of a rehabilitation here. And I don't think that was really intended, but Runara likes to give people second chances. And there's always somebody coming in with some sad backstory, some ailment or injury, and they just seem to find a sense of purpose here. And we sometimes have travelers like yourself that are maybe a little less, a little bit more temporary, but everyone here has a story to tell and a role to play.
That that seems a bit. Wouldn't that be a bit naive of Elder Runara? I mean, couldn't it seems like people could easily exploit that kind of generosity, especially if what she said about there's magical items hidden throughout the island. They could I kind of like look at him and be like, they could exploit her trust and maybe make off with a few trinkets, couldn't they?
Well, the island has its own defenses. Nothing here comes easy, and although Dragon's Rest is peaceful for the most part, looks at Rix for a second. Um, the island is turbulent and unpredictable. There's creatures and monsters, and some of that latent magic imbues itself in dangerous and even potentially deadly forms. And so that level of unpredictability has found its way to weed out a few bad eggs, I would say.
What may I ask what did you do before coming here?
I was a traveling merchant going from town to town selling goods. I mostly worked with weaponry, if I'm being honest, and I would find discarded or slightly used weaponry and flip it for a profit, baby, because I'm an entrepreneur. I would find slightly used or discarded weaponry. I would repair it or polish it up. Nothing major. I'm not a blacksmith. And then I would transport it to local areas of commerce, some of the cities. And I kind of started to find some of the hot spots that I would make more profit.
Oh, wow, that seems like it would be a pretty lucrative business if you're, by all accounts. Why would you leave that sort of trade to come to a place like this?
What's your name again?
Oh, I'm Sigurd.
Awesome. I'm Tarek, and what brings you to the island, Sigurd?
I just am here to bring bring the shield to the temple.
Hmm. Pretty religious type, are you then?
No, but my former master was. He was a paladin.
Hmm. Yeah, those paladin types aren't all bad. Well, I wish you luck with that. I I do miss a little bit of the excitement of the traveling days. I was a bit of a fighter myself. Not like Captain Fighter, that guy is incredible, but enough to defend myself from anyone trying to extort me or bandits along the trails. But the peaceful life here is nice, but every once in a while you get it's a little stir crazy. I mean, my main role here at Dragon's Rest is handling the grounds. I do a lot of trimming the hedges and planting of the flowers to keep it looking fresh and welcoming. But if you're looking for something to do to pass the time, I know you're here to visit the temple. But I am in need of some adventurers, and I don't get many of your type with weapons and the ability to fight that come through. Dragon's Rest, the peaceful place, which is all well and good, but sometimes you need somebody with a little bit of muscle to get a job done.
Well, we certainly have the weapons.
Yeah, maybe there's a chance to get your buddy over there out of some hot water with Runara. See, the thing is that along with handling the grounds, I do a little bit of botany. I handle some dried herbs to create ointments and tinctures and salves and potions of healing in particular. Accidents happen, whether from the dangers of the island or just kobolds are kind of clumsy creatures between you and me. But I used to be working with the Myconid colony on the south side of the island, and after establishing a relationship over several months of time, I finally was able to gain their trust, and we would work in trade. Heartcap mushrooms is what they would provide for me mostly. I use those to make the potions of healing, but for an unknown reason, I have recently installed a guardian at the entrance to their cave, and it's I don't know, some kind of a eight tentacled creature, but unnatural, not like any octopus I've seen. Almost made out of mushrooms or fungus, if you believe it. And ever since then, I'm not able to get a hand on any red cap mushrooms, and without that critical element, I can't craft any more of these potions. So if
Did
you and
someone
your
say
friends,
something about fighting monsters?
uh, yeah, you look like you know how to handle yourself. Yeah, I mean, we're not supposed to really talk about fighting here, but like potions of healing, he says a little bit louder than anything else in this whole conversation. Uh, yeah, there's some kind of a weird mushroom octopus guarding the Myconid colony, and I can't get close enough to communicate with them. Listen, the Myconids, they're overall peaceful. They can be aggressive, but I worked hard to establish a relationship with them. Uh, Arada and Enoch are the two leaders there, but I haven't been able to get close enough to communicate for any sort of trade. But I need those red cap mushrooms, and if you are up for it, I
Well,
certainly could repay you with some potions.
oh, well, that sounds lovely. I'm always down for a challenge, and
Oh,
payment doesn't hurt either.
So, mushrooms, that's the only thing you're looking to take from this colony?
I think it's kind of a little bit of a two pronged mission, as it were. On one hand, deal with the Guardian, but on the other, if even better, would be to reestablish some line of communication with the Myconids, reestablish a trade route, if you will. and being able to rework, get back to the negotiating and communication with them, that would be the ideal scenario.
I would like to roll a nature check to see if I know what creature
Sure,
he's talking about.
sure. Oh
22.
yeah, yeah. Myconids are like humanoid mushroom fungus creatures, and on a 22 nature check, um, you know that they usually live in underground communities. They're pretty reclusive. They like to stay to themselves. So the fact that Tarek has managed to establish trading with them is pretty impressive. And you know he must have put in a decent amount of time or effort in order to communicate with them. Not because they're hostile, but they're just very kind of keep to themselves. You also know on a 22 nature check, you also know that myconids don't communicate physically, they communicate telepathically. And so it's an area of effect, telepathic connection is how myconids are known to communicate. They can be dangerous. They have a variety of spore-based attacks that they can use, but generally, if they're not threatened, they keep to themselves.
What about the guardian?
I mean, you know what an octopus is, but this kind of like this alteration is not anything you would be familiar with. No. And it might pique your interest as being a unique monster that maybe no one has ever heard of before.
Hmm. Well, I've not heard of this guardian friend of yours before, but I'd fancy to get a look at him.
Well, he's not really my friend, because if he was my friend, then I'd be able to still trade what I need. In fact, he's a
Hmm.
problem. So,
What was this guy's name again?
a Tarak, Tarak.
Does he seem like he's being honest about all of his intentions here?
Um, can you be more specific? That was
Like,
very broad.
does he seem to be honest about just wanting mushrooms for making potions from this
Roll
myconid
an
colony?
insight check on Tarak. To see.
Wish our cleric was here. Just kidding.
If only.
Yeah, he wrote
Whoa, I
himself
got a
out of the
natural
scene for
20.
bitter rolls.
Holy
A natural
frig.
20.
You guys don't
Um,
need me. I'll stay behind.
everything he has told you about this mission, his desire to make potions, reconnect to the myconids, it all rings authentic and true. You don't catch any hint of deception or hiding. He really wants red cap mushrooms. He takes his job as the botanist for the community here seriously, and I think given on a natural 20 insight, you might recognize that there's a little bit of this attitude of he doesn't like having to ask somebody else for help, but he's out of his depth when it comes to this problem and doesn't see any other solution. But everything is true. He just is a little begrudging that he can't deal with this himself.
Interesting. So it's like you really only want these mushrooms then, huh?
I mean, I wish I had the ability to go and get them myself, but not as spry as I used to be, and whatever this creature is, a little bit beyond my skill set. I can still
Okay.
take you there. I can show you the cave entrance. I mean, um, I do have a few daggers back in my room that I'm able to grab in case of some action, but
Elder Runar doesn't mind you having those?
she doesn't technically know.
Ah, I see. Well, your secret is safe with me.
self-defense is not frowned upon here. It's more the initiating aggressive action. The island is dangerous after all, so even if she did know, I don't imagine that she would take issue with it.
Well, Bahamut loves the law and justice, so meeting it out, I'm sure, would not anger him at his temple.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but sure, sounds like a good one to me. Hey, you might want to check in with the Varnoth, and he kind of elbows the woman next to him. Oh, she was saying that she needed help with something or other. I can't remember. She talks too much. And then Varnoth kind of leans over, and she's like, "I hardly even talk at all." He's like, "Exactly. That's too much." And he's gonna get up and he's gonna grab his plate that's emptied, and he's Tarek's gonna leave the table. As he stands up, he's gonna look across to the two of you and say, "Hey, I tell you what, if you decide you want to help me out, we can arrange the details or discuss payment further if needed. But I can usually be found outside the library. That's where most of the plants need tending, or I'll be down in my rooms. They're off of the path down below. Yeah, second room from the bottom of the path. And you remember you went to a room that had
Yeah,
bottles and dried plants, and his description is that was probably his room. Oh yeah, you saw his paintings. Yeah, whatever. So I'm
Where's
usually
the
around
Hey.
the library or down at my room.
Where's the library?
really-
Does he tell us?
Yeah, are you asking him? You haven't seen the library.
Nope.
Do you want to ask him?
Yeah, where might we find this library?
I mean, it's that building, the next building, like right next door.
Fancy that.
You haven't come up the
A
path very
gardener.
far.
No.
A gardener, really? A man of your talents? I'm just gonna-
I know. Hanging up the daggers for pruning shears was quite the adjustment for me too, but you do what you have to keep some peace in your life. All right.
Well,
Go.
thank you. Thank you,
Freedom.
Tarek.
Nice talking to you. He's gonna leave the table. Varnoth, who he had just elbowed and kind of tagged into the conversation. I'm really sorry, Patrick, that you're not in this scene.
It's cool. It's cool.
Look how productive we're being.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's happening. We'll come over to me some other time.
Actually, let's come
let the
over to
story
Patrick
develop.
now, and then
Oh,
we'll
okay.
come back to Varnoth
Goodness,
being
okay.
tagged in.
All right.
So Aga kind of leads you down the path that you came up, which you have decided you're already gonna go,
Yeah.
and she leads you all the way down to that very first room that had the two sets of bunk beds, had a chest, a little side table with a wash basin, and she'll be like, "There you go. You can sleep here if you want to. I don't really care. I'll
Okay.
bring you some towels."
Okay. Do
So
I
she
have to?
turns and walks back up the path.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to stay in the room. I'm going to go out of the room.
Sure. Sure.
I'm going to go. I'm actually going to walk down towards the beach.
Okay, the zombie infested beach?
Is it? I mean, I don't know that it's zombie infested. I just know there's the two dead ones there.
There are
But,
two dead zombies
Yeah.
still on the beach.
So I'm just going to kind of
If you
like
make it
walk
that far.
down. I would like to say I would like to see if there are zombies like still on the beach or if it's just the two dead ones.
Sure. Okay. Give me a investigation check.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean,
Well,
you're not looking for
Didn't
whatever.
really do so good
Whatever.
with a 4.
It seems pretty clear. I mean, you see the two zombie dead bodies, so in some sense you do find zombies. But they're just the undead are re-dead.
I'm gonna sit on the rock that I was at when no was
Sure,
fighting,
yeah.
and then just kind of like look off into like, this. It's so freaking emo. I'm gonna look off into the ocean, the sea,
Sure.
whatever, and the
The
high
sun
is
is
based.
setting at this
Oh,
point.
that's
So
perfect.
it's beautiful. I mean, the sky is clear. The sun is setting. You're on the south end. No, sorry, you're on the north end of the island. So it's not a great view. Most of the sunset is obscured by the island itself, but you can still see the colors shifting in the sky across the waves.
My high is basically like kind of come down throughout
Yeah.
this so it's not smoking since the whole feast and then all this everything that happened. So I'm just kind of like sitting there like super down and looking out. I'm just gonna like I'm gonna look up into the sky
Hmm.
and just kind of like to the outside person, it's like, oh, he's having like one of those talking to himself moments. But I'm gonna be like, I can't find you. Like you were supposed to be here. All the signs said you were supposed to be here, and I haven't seen anything. Like why'd you leave? Why here?
Roll a religion or arcana check.
Ooh, well, they're both gonna do good either way. I'm gonna go with
You jinxed yourself so hard. Here comes the nat one. Let's
Don't
go.
say that. A natural 16, but I got a 23.
23 on religion.
23 on religion.
As you're sitting out, just kind of looking over the waves and the shifting hues in the sunset, you remember back, and if it's okay, we're gonna do a quick flashback, and then we'll catch up where you are
Flashbacks.
now. Okay. You remember going to the grove where you always met her, and her not being there, and you feel that same sense of kind of confusion, and it almost feels like abandonment or rejection because someone that you've grown to trust and rely on being there for you when nobody else would understand you like she did, and suddenly she's not there. It really hurt. You feel this tightness in your chest, and you remember walking over and seeing this this 8-pointed star with a red gem at the center, an amulet on a small silver chain. And as you picked up that amulet, you're remembering the last time you could feel her presence, which was not a physical presence that you were used to, but instead it was like a flash in your mind's eye that she was connecting to you the moment you touched that amulet. Do you still have the amulet, by the way?
Oh yeah, I'm wearing it all the time.
Okay. So
All the
maybe
time.
at this moment you're kind of remembering this as you
Clutching it,
hold
for
on
sure.
to it. Or clutch, sure. And you remember this flash where anything in front of you, the woods, the grove, gone. And instead, it's almost like a blurred effect where all you see is her. And as she talks to you, she says, Patrick, I'm sorry I could not be here to see you. But you can come and we can commune again. Come to Stormwreck Isle. And she shows you for a flash on that 23 religion. She shows you a flash of stained glass. Like she's in this beautiful, like behind her, this wall almost full of stained glass. A couple of tall stone columns, rounded and carved in intricate detail, with a huge stained glass window in the middle. And she says, Stormwreck Isle, we can speak more then. I'm so sorry to have left you. And just like that flash, you're right back in the grove. And that's the last time you heard her speak. And now you're sitting here looking out over the waves. You're here. You did what she told you to. You came to Stormwreck Isle. And still nothing.
I'm gonna grab the joint that I had. I'm gonna light it, but I'm not gonna smoke it. I'm just gonna let it go as like I lean down and like tears kind of like drop from my face. I'm just
Not our
like,
emo boy.
yeah,
No.
I'm like, it hurts not seeing you. It hurts.
Where are you?
I'm so sorry. No, but yeah, he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
it hurts when you're not here. I just want this pain to go away. And then he'll take a huge inhale from the joint. And like a smile merges from his face as the tears slowly stop but still trickle down. He's like,
And that sharp pain in your chest kind of numbs a little bit, and there's still some lingering sadness, but it's muted, it's dulled out. And you also don't, that sharpness of that memory is also gone. It's still there, but for a minute it's almost like you were reliving the vision all over again. It was that clear in your mind.
I'm gonna get up, still continuing to smoke, but I'm gonna go back up to the where the rooms were, and the only thing that I'll say that I can remember in this state is the image of the stained glass and the location that she said. That's the only thing that's like I'm thinking about. I'm like, all right, we gotta find some stained glass and some columns.
Sure.
I don't know where we're gonna find those things. There gotta be somewhere, dude. And then just walking back up. And then I'm actually gonna not go to the room, but just kind of like so deep in thought, continue to go up the pathway.
Okay.
Even past the kitchen. I'm just gonna
Oh, okay.
keep going with
Yeah,
that
there's
on my
still
mind.
some voices coming from the dining hall as you walk back up. We'll say it's been, I don't know, 45 minutes since you left. What do you think? How long would you be sitting out watching
Since I
over the
left,
wave?
I would say, yeah, probably like a good 45 minutes to an hour.
Sure.
And then I probably would have been on that beach for like a good 15 minutes, and then walk back up.
Sure. So at this point, there's still a few conversations from the dining hall, although the noise has kind of dulled down. You can see a couple of kobolds ahead of you walking into the next doorway past the dining hall. And right now, things are in across Dragon's Rest. You can tell things are just kind of settling, kind of winding down a little bit. So you walk past the dining hall. There is a door at your right. It's a large double wooden door. Now, the rest of these have been just stone alcoves, but this is actually, for the first time, a wooden double door leading into a larger building. And the path does continue ahead of you. So do you want to continue up the path? Do you want to turn into the
I'm
door?
gonna continue up the path.
Sure. So you're kind of
All right,
continuing.
ignore that.
I was like, what is the throw dagger doing in
Who was that?
What is that about?
You yet?
There was a dartboard on the wall, and I was practicing.
Bye. Laylee's not gonna like it. You continue up the path, and as you're going, it's starting to get dark, but you still you have dark vision,
Yeah.
so you no longer can see in vibrant color. Everything's kind of starting to turn more and more grayscales. Right now, the colors are muted as you go. But as you continue up the path, you find some more stairs. You're now not just high, but 90 feet high above sea level. So
That high's gonna stay.
and if you continue all the way up, you'll get to the very obvious the temple of Bahamut. And you saw the pillars at this open temple. You saw it as you were coming on the rowboat from the Blue Serpent across. So you could see this, and now you can tell you're there.
Would I say like the pillars or just the temple? Is it reminiscent to the one or the location that I saw in the vision?
Give me another religion check.
All right. 25.
Well, oh, sorry. I meant to ask this before you rolled, but like, how clear-headed is Petrick right now?
I
He's
would
still kind of anchoring his mind, right, on that memory.
Yeah, I would say he's about as clear-headed as he's usually been,
Sure.
but he has been so focused, like driven on this image. Like that's
Mm,
all he's been thinking about. That's why he's
yeah,
like kept going past everything, is because he's just been so focused on this
sure.
location that he's looking for.
Okay. Um, let me do this. I'm going to describe what you see, and then I'm not forgetting your question about. I think it might help answer if
Okay.
this is the location you're looking for. This is not the columns you're looking for.
These are
Um,
not the colors you're looking for.
um, okay. As you reach the highest point of the cloister is crowned by an open air temple. It overhangs the cliff face. The north wall, which is going to be to your right, is carved directly into the rock, while the rest is open to the sea air. Heavy pillars mark the three open sides, supporting the wooden roof, and in the center of the temple stands a stone statue of a kind-looking old man with canaries perched on his hands, shoulders, and head. And even while your mind is kind of locked into this idea of, do I recognize this? Is this the place? You still feel like it's almost like a breath of fresh air. And it's almost like you feel as if her hand rests on your shoulders. Not physically,
No.
but almost that reassurance of like, you're on the right path. This is something. Um, the north wall would be the only wall that would make sense to have had stained glass. There's no stained glass there. There's no windows. There are columns. And as you look at them with a 25 religion check, I will say that there is familiarity in the columns, but their placement is not correct. These are support columns as opposed to the more decorative columns that you saw in your vision. But they were made at the same time by the same craftsmen. You see the similarities in their structure, in the pattern, but it's not the columns from your vision.
I'm actually gonna put out again. This one's it's probably by like this joint's probably almost out. I'm gonna put out the joint, and I
Where?
want to go like on my
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
just
this
like,
is a sacred place,
that's why
Patrick.
I'm putting this out and putting it in my pocket. Like, I understand. I'm like, I ain't trying to get yelled at again. So I want to go, and I do want to touch the support columns to see if I can feel anything connected to her, or just
Sure.
like, yeah, I would say that.
Okay. So as you approach one of the stone columns on the north face here, or maybe would it be the closest one to the path? Would it be something
Probably
further?
the north face, because that's where the stained glass would have been, or should have been.
Sure.
That'd be the one I'm going towards, because that I would
Sure,
feel
sure,
that's this is where everything should be, but it's not.
Okay, here. Let me bring the map up just so I cleared out this top left of the map, and you can see the positioning of 8 of the pillars there, as well as kind of the area on the upper or north end that would have been carved into the rock face itself. So it's almost like balcony style where it hangs over the side of the cliff.
Okay.
So you reach and put your hand on one of the columns, the support columns.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. A 19. Oh man,
Man, your rolls are good.
I'm doing
What
so
happened?
good. I don't
What
know.
happened?
Just getting high. It
As
helps.
you feel it, man, I feel like that should have been an Arcana check. Can I treat it as Arcana? What's your plus to Arcana? I'm gonna honor the 15.
My Arcana is a +7 to my history +4.
Okay, so it would be a 22 if it was Arcana.
Yes.
It's a little bit of self-correcting. I think I should have asked for Arcana, but I want to honor your roll. So a 22.
Respect.
If we can treat it as a 22 Arcana, that'd be great.
We'll do it.
As you put your hand on the column, you try to dig deep to feel her energy or essence maybe here, and you still feel that a little bit of reassurance, but there's no connection here. It's still foggy. She's she's not she's not present, but you're getting closer. That's about all I can give you.
That's fine. Um. Hmm. That's tough. Okay. Um. I'm going to go back down. I'm just gonna like kind of like
To
with a
where?
glance. I was gonna go back down the path.
Okay.
I want to go back down the path and then probably before going back to the room, stop and see about going into the wooden doored room.
Okay. All right. Let's pause there and go back to the dining hall because we're kind of doing parallel timelines here. Y'all split the party. It's only session 2. What's happening?
Yeah, that's
Technically,
how we
I
do
split the
it.
party, but
Yeah.
It was
okay.
totally my fault. Let's be honest.
I'm like, how many rolls am I gonna let him steal before I have to intervene here? You forced my hand.
Trying to go for 8 rolls. I only got 4 though.
Back at the dining hall, you just finished up the conversation with Tarek. He gave you the invitation that, hey, if you want to do this job to find some mushrooms, here's where you can find me. So that's kind of an open-ended opportunity. But then he tags in Varnath. She's got something for you. So Varnath is kind of irritated at being elbowed, but she's gonna lean across the table and be like, well, I'm nothing if not an opportunist, and your arrival at the island is timely, I would say. If you're looking for work or there's a possibility of some exploration, there's a mystery to be solved on the north side of the island. I work as the mason here, mostly at the temple that needs the most work, but around the cloister, I handle a lot of repairs. And as I was out working on the temple, I saw a ship rounding the northeastern end of the island and crashed on some rocks. And there's something going on there that I'm not quite sure about. And as she's talking to you, she's kind of leaning over the table with a sense of intrigue. And she's a middle-aged human female. She's got about shoulder-length black hair. And she's got some nice-looking shoulders, arms from, all her masonry work or possible background story. But she also has a notable scar across her left eye. A slash mark, it looks like, and her left eye is milky white and unseen, blind in the left eye. You're sitting here at the table, and she's kind of leaning across. And this is the type of thing that I wish I could look into myself. But
Because you only have one eye that you can't look into it.
I can only look into it, just LO, because I only have half of my scene. Well, I have half of my eyes, but I also have half of my legs, and she's gonna actually kind of lean to the side on the bench, and all of a sudden, with a thump, a wooden leg on the table in front of you, a little bit of a clatter of some dishes, but she does not seem to care. And this is not just a pirate wooden peg leg. This is a nicely crafted prosthetic leg. But well, I tell you, I used to be quick of foot, keen of sight, and now I am half of those things. And this mystery on the north end of the island really has me perplexed, because it seems that more and more ships continually are wrecking there an abnormal amount. We don't have the resources to build a lighthouse or any sort of warning system, but there must be some way to prevent future wrecks from happening. And
Have you tried changing the name from Stormwreck Isle to something else?
Open to suggestions. Honestly, there's something about
Very
branding that
clear
I keep
coast.
telling Elder Ronara is really important. Consistent branding to set an expectation to visitors. But until then, I think that these wrecks have little to nothing to do with the name of the island itself. Um, a little bit of cart and horse to dig into with that, but um, uh, there is a feeling I have in my gut that there's something dark on the north end of the island. And she's like leaning over the table at this point and kind of just bringing her voice down in a like an intriguing intensity that I can't quite do because I risk my microphone not quite picking it up. But just picture this being like very low tones. Like she doesn't want anyone else to overhear this. She's just talking to No and Sigurd about something dark on the north side of the island.
So, sounds like you think it might be unnatural? That this might not be the sea taking these ships. Rather, something is
I think
causing it?
I think you're right on track. Um No, could you roll a history check, please?
One history check coming up.
Dude,
17.
what are these? You guys can't keep getting away
This
with
is the
this.
episode of
This is
good rolls. Like, let's
crazy.
keep it
The last
going,
one.
guys.
Wow.
Incredible.
You beat the island. Game over. Good job, everybody. Back
Alright,
it
cool.
up.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to watch this.
Can't roll under a 15.
Whatever the thing is that you came here for, you have magical artifacts for everybody. There you go. Okay, so on this 17 history check, as Varnoth is leaning across the table, no, you recognize her name, Varnoth. It took her it took hearing it a couple of times for it to kind of register because it's something you haven't heard for a while. But
Mm.
you remember it in context of General Varnoth, which in this sense, general doesn't mean a military rank, it meant an organizational rank. And she was previously the leader of a mercenary organization known as the Underfoot, where from this history check, you know that the Underfoot were known for hunting after monsters, basically sellswords, but with the expertise of
Mhm.
monster hunting. And she was the previous leader, but it's been probably a decade or so since you've actually even heard of her. So as she's leaning across with this intrigue, you're asking if she senses something unnatural. That kind of name clicks in your mind, and she says, I think you're on the right track. Something unnatural.
Wait a second. Varnoth. Oh, I've heard of you. Von General Varnoth of the Underfoot.
Well, aren't you a observant
You know her?
Dragonborn? If I didn't know better,
I've
I'd
heard
say you
of
have
her.
true sight, which would be surprising. I haven't been called general for I don't know how many years, but yeah, one in the same. Although it feels like a lifetime ago.
So if you believe it's unnatural, then I am to believe that you think that there is a creature. And so someone of your caliber must have their insights must be I'm I think you have an idea.
I would say I have suspicion, but without the right crew to head across the island, unconfirmed. And I mean, the Underfoot, we've always been known, I say they, because I'm no longer a part of it, but known for their high value of teamwork and camaraderie. Hence why you find me here. Uh, Ran into a nasty owl bear back in the day, and one leg and eye later, I no longer serve a purpose to the Underfoot. I think adventurers could take that as a warning. These organizations always seem like they have your best interest at heart, but once you no longer serve a purpose, it's as if you never even existed. But I've found my peace with it and live mostly a solitary life. But I can't help but wonder what dark activity might be happening to cause these unnatural shipwrecks. Just thought it might be something that would pique your interest. Not the normal tourist trap, as it were, but
Well, you haven't been meeting the right tourists.
she grins at you. And I might have checked on your equipment, and when I was working up in the temple, I saw you adeptly handle a couple of less than pleasant visitors. So I thought this might be right up your alley. And she is addressing Sigurd, but her primary attention is on No, because you are the main showman, as it were, in fighting the zombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've been hearing rumblings of a creature that might be here, and I can't help but wonder if they might be one and the same.
I mean, the island's full of creatures. Is there more detail than a creature that you have to give me?
I've been hearing harpies.
That certainly would be something. Roll a history check again.
Hoppies.
And Sigurd can,
Another
if
one.
Sure.
yeah, another one.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Sure.
History or nature, I guess, because this could be something that, yeah.
We got one below
What we
15.
know about harpies.
We got one below 15.
I broke the
Below
streak. I
average.
broke the streak.
No.
Yeah, on a 15 history check, I'll say No has heard of harpies luring ships and sailors. They tend to be on coastlines. So it's not an unprecedented location for there to be harpies from legend and tales that you've heard. And on 12, you yeah, harpies are scary. Snicker's like, dude, harpies, you don't mess with them.
You don't mess with
Scary
harpies,
stuff.
Those
dude.
sound
Pretty bad.
terrifying. I'm not really sure why we're here at this point. Does the shipwreck, what sort of ship was it? Do you know?
She does. Do I, as the DM, know off the top of my head?
Oh, okay.
That's a great question you asked.
No.
He's
But
more
I
he's
will
more
find
he's more
out.
asking to know if there's look like there might be valuables on board, But it'd be worth their while.
Probably a gilded chest in the captain's quarters. You want to go try to
Yeah.
break it?
Hey, Patrick's really good at luring those out.
It seemed like okay, so she's gonna tell you. Wait, are you asking her what kind of ship?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll turn her attention to Sigurd. Well, it seemed honestly not comparable size to the blue serpent that you sailed in on. Um, Potentially a merchant or passenger vehicle. I mean, I was here looking across the island at it, so other than a rough estimate of its size, I couldn't really tell you what its cargo would hold.
I see. That no, there could be valuables on board this vessel. Could be worth taking a look, I suppose.
At this point in the dining hall, there are two kobolds at the end of the table having a discussion. They are sitting very close to each other, holding hands, question mark. I don't know, but they seem like they're enjoying themselves on the other side of the table. Nothing, indecent, but they're just not in a hurry to leave. And whoa.
Roll for decency.
Roll. What would that be? Stealth? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a d20.
And other than that, it's pretty quiet. You can hear some sounds coming from the kitchen, some cleanup, but the food has been cleared away at this point. So it's the two of you with Varnoth across the table, kind of leaning forward. Two kobolds making out at the other end, and some noise over in the kitchen.
So indecent.
Well,
They moved from hand holding to making out really quickly. I don't know what's.
Oh my gosh! Look, he got to second base.
so yeah.
100 for decency.
65.
65.
A 69 would have been nuts.
I mean, they're kissing, but it's classy,
Yeah, it's like stuff you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Varnoth, I do have another question.
All right.
So, did the underfoot kick you out specifically because you had under 2 feet? I just want to. Is that why?
I think that the name more so implies that any obstacles in the way will be trampled underfoot.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I just thought.
But also,
Maybe that
there
was
was this little side joke that we had back when I was the general that if you were under a foot tall, you also could not join.
Oh,
We never really had to do anything with that rule. It was just understood.
so some of these kobolds would be probably out then.
Do you know how much a foot is? Because all of these are taller than that.
Oh, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nice attempt though. Any other one-legged jokes you'd like to make? I'd like to just get them out on the table, as it were.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to joke. I just didn't know how that worked.
Neither did I until I lost a leg, and then you figure it out.
I'm glad that you've landed on your foot. I'm glad that you've landed on your
What
foot.
is happening here? Is there open
I'm
mic
not trying
night?
to.
The
No,
one
no, I-
calculation is that I always used to be accused of having two left feet while dancing, and now I can say that's certainly not true.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to make jokes here or offend you.
Offended? Do I look offended? Have I cut off one of your fingers yet? No, so I'm not offended.
That's good. That's a good sign. That's
Good.
definitely a good sign.
Yes.
So go to the shipwreck, find out what caused it,
Sure.
report back, and then our reward would presumably be what would that be?
Well, I would put in a good word to Renara for you. Get your buddy pal off the hook. And I'd probably give you another week's worth of free meals. I saw how much food you were putting down, so that's worth a whole heap of gold.
Do you think Petrick's in a lot of trouble then? Are they will they not let him leave the island, or are they
I
going to punish
mean,
him?
he can leave. They just won't provide him with meals or sanctuary until he proves that he's gonna contribute.
Hmm, I see.
For me, the fun of it is reward enough. And the food.
Fun plus food. I mean, monster hunting plus full meals. I mean, honestly, what more could you ask for? Am I right?
Come on,
And then
Sagan.
if you need a experienced guide, I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. And she's gonna reach her hand back to her waist and just put her hand on a hilt of a short sword that she has equipped. I don't want to get rusty for lack of use.
Well, this
Did
sounds
you
like
used to have
fun.
two
I'm
swords and then lose one of those at some point too, or is
No, but I did lose. I only buy boots and in ones now. But the swords I still have two hands.
oh okay, that's good.
Just don't come at me from my left. No peripheral.
Right.
Yes, right is good.
Yes, right, not left. Of course.
Are we done? I listen. It's been a long day of masonry, columns needing repaired, stairs needing carved out of a cliff. And I'm gonna hit the sack. If you're interested, I'll be at breakfast in the morning. She's
All
gonna
well,
right.
scooch off
I'm
with the
very
men.
interested.
Can't believe Tarek got me into all this. All right.
Are
And
you are you
but
interested in this sort of thing? No. Is this what exactly are you? Why are you actually are you here on this island?
Well, this lines up perfectly. Well, you see, I myself happen to be. I didn't get a chance to get into this with Varnath, but I happen to be a part of the Underfoot myself, and though this was not a job, I like to sneak away from time to time, test my metal, as it is. Uh, and like I said, I heard some rumors, some rumblings about some harpies, and well, I guess this happens to be the confirmation I was looking for.
It's probably that does sort of add up. I can't say that I really want to be fighting harpies if I could choose to not do that, but I'm also out of work at the moment, and if there's if that really is a merchant vessel out there, there could be a good bit of gold for all of us if
Yes.
we go after it.
Well, I mean, there's investigate the shipwreck or investigate the mushroom monster.
Well, here's the thing. It's strange, that man, he seemed to be very honest about just wanting ingredients for health potions, but I can't I can't imagine that there has to be more to it. I maybe there's some sort of valuable, maybe he's planning some sort of heist, something extremely valuable here.
Mm. And
Uh,
why do you believe that?
uh, I I saw that. Did you see the picture of him down below?
I don't remember if I saw that. Did you? He
yes,
showed
you
me.
did see the two paintings, but then you immediately went to the kind of work table that had like the dried herbs and bottles and stuff. But you definitely
Hmm.
saw the paintings.
Okay.
I
One was
believe
of
that we
him with
were.
a woman, and one was him holding a fish.
Was the
Right.
woman
Yeah.
Varnath or
It's not Varnoth. No, this is
okay? So some
a blonde woman. Varnoth has
gotcha.
shoulder length black straight hair. This
Mm,
lady had longer. wand waves.
Gotcha. There, I'm pretty sure we were in his room. Was one of the ones we sort of investigated down below, and there
Yes,
was
I
a
thought it
picture.
sounded familiar.
He has a in that picture. He had a tattoo of a noose, and where I come from, there's a pretty dangerous sort of um, guild of sorts that bears that mark, the Gilded Gallows, and so I can't imagine somebody from that sort of organization would be here unless there was some sort of very lucrative opportunity that he was some sort of angle he's trying to pull. Maybe we could foist that sort of heist out from under him and make off with his treasure,
Mm.
whatever he's after.
Well, I mean, much like Varnas, she's no longer a part of the Underfoot. Is it not too much of a stretch that maybe he's out himself?
I suppose that's possible.
Maybe we should
I'm
go to
not.
have another chat with him.
I mean, he's not going to tell us the truth. He's incredibly. I don't know. I just never heard of anyone leaving that organization.
Well, I. Hmm.
I was I was definitely always warned growing up to watch out for those men, and always, if we ever find if we ever ran into any of them, to report them to the paladins of Torm.
Well, I suppose there's no one to report him to now, is there? It's just
No, not out
us,
here.
them. I can't imagine he can do any harm to us. There's, I mean, there's you, me, Patrick, sort of.
No, he doesn't know that. Yeah, we have the upper hand. He doesn't know that we know who he is, so I think we can outmaneuver him, and there's nothing to be gained by turning him in. We can perhaps whatever he's trying to steal, we could steal it and be out of here before they're any the wiser. I just
I
need to
mean,
make my delivery to the temple, and then
absolutely not beneath me, no. But look, like I said, I'm here to put my skills to the test. Anything else is supplementary. I If we make a little bit extra money along the way, I I'm okay with it.
good.
By the means that we
Because
do it, I care not.
I don't think I really care either. Honestly, I just need to make my delivery and be out of here. And the more gold I have weighing down my purse, the easier it's going to make that for me in the future.
Would you like me to talk to him? I have no
About
reason to be afraid of him.
about what? What would you tell him? Or what would you
That I
ask him?
know that he is a part of this guild, that I know that he comes from a shady background. Maybe he has some extra intel.
I'm gonna say at this point in the conversation, you're gonna be interrupted by a kobold from the kitchen. But before we resolve that, We gotta go back to Patrick. You're standing in front of
Patrick.
the double doors of the library. You guys are really testing me. I'm a beginner DM, and you're like, hey, we have 3 characters. Why don't we? Next time, we're gonna split into 3 groups. You can do 3
yeah.
simultaneous.
That's a great idea.
scenarios.
It's actually a great
Yeah.
idea. It seems like it's the
Yeah.
route
You
we're
go
going
take
on.
care of the shipwrecks. You go find mushrooms. And Patrick is gonna sit on the beach and cry. It's great. It's great.
And
It's
get
great.
high. It's the combination of the two. I'm multitasking.
And right now, you're staring at double doors in front of you, wooden, about 10 feet tall, fairly grandiose, and with the largest building that's part of this cloister. And what do you want to do?
I would like to knock on the door.
Okay, you hear a hollow dunk, dunk, dunk. That's my best demonstration
It was so good.
of a wooden door. And you wait. One of the doors opens. roll a luck check. Give me a d6.
A luck check?
Yeah,
What
give me a
the-
d6.
Oh my gosh.
Just roll 1d6. Let's see what happens.
Oh no! A natural one.
I hate to tell you,
Why
but
you do this to me?
peering out of the door is a familiar face of a small kobold. Oh, you came
No.
back? I was
Oh
wondering where
my.
you went. I'm sorry you got in so much trouble at dinner. That was awful. But honestly, you need to be careful. Laylee's dinner rules are pretty serious. And honestly, well, it's not just dinner rules, it's her dining hall rules because they also apply to breakfast and lunch. And one
begin
time
to
I got
close the
smacked so
door.
hard on the
I wait a little bit.
Okay, bye.
Oh my god.
I wait a little bit. I'm
You
like,
wanna build a snowman?
It's adorable.
and then I try to open the door. Like I was preparing myself. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to just deal with this kid.
The muffled talking from behind the door gets clearer as the door opens. Are you okay? Do you need help? Are you lost? Do you want me to show you around? I'm a really good tour guide. Well, I've
I
actually
put my
never
hand
done it,
over
but
her mouth.
All
All right, look, listen. You could talk, but it's gotta be slower and way less, okay? I am not nearly high enough to deal with you right now, okay? If and only if you be a good girl, I will give you a roll that I snuck from dinner. Does that sound like a deal? Nod if it's a deal, shake if it's not a deal. Are you shaking your head or are you nodding your head? You're not okay. Okay, I'm gonna let go. Okay. We're cool?
So I need to talk slower.
Okay, you can talk a little bit faster.
I need to talk slower
Yeah, like that.
and
we're
less,
good. Yeah,
less and slower.
yeah, less and slower.
Okay, but
Alright,
like less number of words.
less questions.
But like if I use the same word multiple times, does that count as one word?
It sounds like you don't want that roll.
I'm sorry.
All right. First question I'm gonna ask is what is this room? And then I enter into the room.
Sure. So she's gonna open the door fully and usher you in, and you see in front of you is a spacious library.
Ooh.
In front of you. On the left-hand side, there are 3 towering bookshelves with books on the front and back. And in fact, the entire room is circled with shelves just full of books, all shapes and sizes and colors. There are some small metal labels, for lack of a better word, but they're metal that have been engraved that say things like history, romance, science, art, etc. And they're kind of spaced out around the room, and then some sort of a organizational system. The Dewey Decimal System hasn't been invented in D&D yet, so it's a fairly rudimentary organization. On the east half of the room, there's a table with 2 benches. Two kobolds are sitting, doing a little bit of copying, it looks like, where they have a book on the left, parchment, quill, ink pot, and they are literally hand scribing some words to duplicate a book. So two of them are pretty intent at their work. And there's also writing implements, some book stands, and a couple of glass shielded lamps. So as opposed to an exposed candle, they have some glass domes on top.
Smart.
So the room is, especially at this time of the evening, it's comfortable. It's warm, but it also has a little bit of a somber, more serious tone to it. You can tell that other than Rick's, most of the voices are fairly hushed in this room. And there's a wealth of knowledge on those shelves should you avail yourself to it.
Okay. But yeah, I'll go to Rick's. What are you doing here, dude? What are you doing here?
I'm actually a girl, but
Hey, everyone's
trying to talk slow. And I organized the books. Is that good? Am I doing a good job? Is that fine?
You're doing great, dude.
Okay. And I kind of help keep things organized. I'm really good at that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know
Do I have a
where
dinner roll now?
Hold on,
Oh,
not
okay,
yet.
more.
Not
Sorry,
yet.
sorry. There's more? Okay.
There's more. Now, if I told you to find me a book on like just random things, could
Random
you
thing
find
book?
it? No, I'm not. No, just
I don't think you have any books about random things. Most of the things are pretty
what about like deities?
intentional.
Do you have books on like deities? Could you find me one?
I mean, we have a whole. She kind of catches herself. We have a whole section that's religion, and it's in that corner. And she kind of points to the northwestern corner of the room, which should be like the furthest back, behind the 3 rows of shelves.
This should be like this corner over here.
Yeah, she just kind of gestures that general direction.
Okay.
Yeah,
what
that's
about
our religion section.
what about on?
Want me to find you a book? I
Yeah,
can look.
but 1 second. What about on magical history? You got anything?
I mean, history is a section, and then arcane is a section, but they're separate, and they're not next to each other. So there's not really a way to overlap those 2 categories. So it could be in history, or it could be in the arcane section. But I'd have to probably look because I don't know if we have anything that includes both.
Okay. You know what? Why don't we do this? And I lean down like we're gonna play a little game.
I like games. Games are fun.
I figured. The winner will get 2
Okay.
rolls. All right.
Okay. I mean, it's good because I gave all of my rolls to No at the table because she's a dragonborn. She's so cool.
She's super cool.
If you can
Hey,
see
you wanna
stars
know
and
a
eyes,
secret?
it would happen right now. Just like
You wanna know a secret?
Okay.
I hired her.
Secret.
She
I
works
like
for
games
me.
more than secrets.
She
But secrets
works
are
for
also
me, dude.
good. She works for you. You're like the
Yeah.
big boss, man.
I'm the big boss, actually.
Then why
man.
did you get kicked out of the tiny hall?
So there's this thing called
Why didn't you
depression.
just tell them to not let you get kicked out?
You know what? Maybe we'll have this conversation some other time.
What's depression?
So don't worry about it. The first thing, the game
That
is.
sounds bad.
It's
Is that part of the game?
No, it's not part of the game.
Oh,
Look-
okay.
Look, if you win, instead of 1 roll, you get 2. All right.
2.
But
How
if
many
you
rolls do you have?
lose, don't worry about it. But if you lose, you get 0.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's how many I have right now. That's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, 2 is better than 0.
2 is more than 0.
All right, dude.
I'm smart.
I give her a pat on the head. You're so
Okay.
smart, dude. All right, dude. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go over in the religion section. You're gonna
Okay.
check the arcana and history checks section, and I want you to find
Uh-huh.
something about arcane history. The fusion of the 2
I
sections.
told you those 2 don't overlap. They're separate
But
sections.
you said you gotta look for it, dude.
Okay, I'll go look.
Gotta look for something.
But I have to look
Something.
in 2 sections and you only have to look in 1 section?
Yeah, because
I
I'm
think
looking for
this game is
something
rigged.
very specific. But I'm gonna give
Okay.
you a head start. Dude.
Okay, like 2 seconds?
Like 4 seconds, dude.
4 seconds?
Big head start, dude.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
I know, like, yeah.
All
But
right.
what am I looking for again?
The fusion of the two. And I do this with my hands. Fusion of the two.
Got it.
And go. That means you can go ahead and start the. Yeah, there you go.
She's across the library.
To myself, I'm like, all right, that should keep her busy for a while. And I go to the religion section, and I would like to see if I could find a book relating to who I'm looking for in relation to the, like, maybe it's like the connection between that person and this island.
Got it. Something to connect the person from your vision.
Did you just roll a 20?
I did.
When was this? Did I just miss this?
I just did it.
Just did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, great.
Nice.
So which section are you going to?
The religion section.
Okay, as you go over to the religion section, in seconds there's a flash of scales, and you're there for like a few seconds, and Rix comes over. She's like, I think I found it. I think I win 2 dinner rolls. I think I got it. This is a book. And it says The History of Magic. That's like exactly what you asked for.
Holy crap, you found it. Yeah, dude. You know what?
I know every book in this library. Okay, not really. There's not like actually thousands, but I found it right away. And you want to know what's even crazier?
What's even crazier, dude?
It was not in the history section. It was in the arcane section at the very front.
I knew it. You know what? You win. If a game fair deal's a deal. And I pop 2 rolls and put them on.
Lisa, I want some rolls.
There you go, dude.
She's gonna grab those and be like, listen, you're not really supposed to eat in the library, so I'm gonna sneak these outside before I get in trouble.
All right, dude. And I give her another pat in the head. Good job.
I'm a girl, but okay.
Hey,
bye.
Everyone can be dudes.
And she leaves.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just like, I'm not trying to steal it. I'm just like pocketing it. Yeah.
It's a pretty hefty book, as you can imagine.
I'm like, okay, putting it like this then.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right. And then I'm gonna go back to looking for
Okay.
that.
Roll an investigation check, please.
Oh boy. A 10. It's not the greatest.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking through, some of these books are pretty dusty. Some of them you cannot read the title from the spine, so you have to take the book out, open the cover, go past the flyleaf until you find like the title page or whatever, or table of contents. And so it's taking you a long time just to kind of carve a path through the numerous books here. And you're finding information about a variety of religions, a variety of gods, and but none of it's applicable to what you're looking for. And as you're continuing, you're maybe halfway down the religion shelf, and one of the 2 kobolds that was working at the table comes over and says, like, hey bud, we're closing up for the night, you gotta go.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize what time it was. Is there a way I can I'm just trying to find something. Is there a way I could just stay overnight, or I mean, I also need to
lock
read
it
this
up.
book.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, this is like the only building that has actual doors. It also has an actual lock that we use to keep people out overnight.
Okay.
You're not very perceptive, are you? Because we did the little like double flash to warn you that time was almost up, and
where
is
the flash at?
They can't the lamp on the table.
I'll be honest with you. I was in the zone.
Trying to
didn't
get
even notice.
It's like super late, bro.
All right, can I at least borrow this book and just lend it out and then bring it back?
Did you check it out with the librarian? Rix is usually the one that has to clear the book.
I mean, she's the one that gave it to me. I just talked to her earlier.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta get a 10.
13.
I was thinking about making it a 15, but this
Oh,
guy
thank
is
goodness you
tired.
didn't.
He's been copying pages all day. Well, what book is it?
And then I'm like, the history of. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. There's so much dust on this shelf. History of
My
magic.
sinuses.
It's one of those seasons. I know. I
Well,
can feel it.
I'll tell you what. If you bring it back tomorrow, dude, like we're chill.
All right, dude. I appreciate it. I go for a fist bump.
He ducks.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not. It's not a. Sorry, it's not like an actual punch. It's
Dude,
like
I just work here. Like,
Look,
please.
dude,
I said
wait.
you get out of the book. What do you
Dude,
want from me?
all right, dude. Look, it's a sign of like endearment and broship. You just you punch like this,
Got it.
but not
Yeah.
hard. It's like gentle.
Okay. Got it. Just
You
like
wanna test
that.
it? You want to test
Boom.
it? Ready?
Oh, on yours? Oh, yeah.
See, boom, just like that, and we're cool.
Seems a little aggressive, but all right.
I didn't invent it. It was a human thing, but
Dude, humans are weird, right?
humans are so weird. I thought this was like the norm because I only lived in the forest for like so long. So
Sure.
I got scared that I was doing it wrong when you freaked out. So I was
Yeah.
what was I?
I thought you were gonna punch me in the face.
No,
and I just did you a huge
I'm
favor,
sorry
so
about that,
seemed
dude.
weird.
Hey, you know what? Look, I know you guys have rules.
You
here.
really gotta go.
Okay? Look, walk and talk. Look, and then I give him like a little sample baggie. I'm like, here, dude, in your free time.
Oh
Try
my
some of
gosh, is
this,
that
dude.
powdered sugar? That's
No, it's cherry blossom,
so good on
dude.
donuts.
You know what? It goes great with donuts.
He
There you
is
go, man.
fully convinced it is powdered sugar and happily accepts your small pouch.
My little
We'll
sample
tune in
bag.
next time to find out what happens to this poor guy.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna take the history. I'm gonna make a mental note of where I left off too on the religion shelf,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna take the book and go to where my room was assigned.
Cool. Cool. I was trying to figure out who this was that was here.
Oh yeah, he didn't even introduce himself.
Did you introduce yourself?
I
No.
didn't either.
Nobody knows nobody.
I'm nobody.
Okay, so you head back to your room.
Yep.
When you get there, you notice a stack of towels on the end of the bed that wasn't there last time you were here.
Are they
And
clean?
these are clean, fairly basic. Think like if you ordered towels from Amazon Essentials, like they're not fancy, but like they do the job, you know.
I'm never one for fancy. I lived in the forest.
Right.
I'm digging this.
So you're back. Everything is like shutting down. Behind you, Frub was his name. You see him take out a large iron key, close the doors with a koosh, and lock it up.
All right, cool.
All right. Let's resolve the interruption that happened between Sigurd and No as they were discussing spying on Tarek or blackmail. Suspicious, but I don't know. I don't know what they were planning. They were trying to dig to the bottom of this Tarek.
How are
fellow.
y'all being the sus ones, and I'm the one actually doing decent stuff here?
We're getting quests.
Yeah, I got my own quest.
Collecting side quests.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you're discussing this over the table, out of the kitchen comes the cook's assistant, who you've seen kind of running back and forth the whole night, and she's gonna come and she's actually gonna sit down next to Sigurd, put her elbows up on the table, and be like, "Are we scheming over here? I really like the idea of scheming, and I'm all done with my chores. So can I get clued in on what you're planning?"
I don't think this is we really need a third person at this point.
Well, you have to at least accept my resume. We don't get adventurers around here often, but every once in a while. And just in case, I have this prepared. And she pulls out of her pocket a small scroll. She unrolls it. She says, "Hello, my name is Mila. I sometimes work here as the kitchen assistant, but I'm also known for my alchemical abilities, including flamethrowing. If you need assistance with any adventuring, please choose me, Mila, at your service. And rolls it back up. Ta-da! And as you're looking at her, you see that she has what looks to be wings. You know that some kobolds have wings, although none of the kobolds here have wings, but they are badly injured and they look like they're unusable.
Oh,
What happened there, my fire-breathing friend?
I don't breathe fire, but I can create fire. It's a little bit different. I know you might have confused me with a dragon because I have scales, but I'm not. I'm actually a kobold. Uh,
I
got into
also
a little
cannot
bit of
breathe fire, but I can also create fire.
so we're like equals then. Look at that.
Basically the same thing, I think,
That's
right?
that's really cool. Let me guess. Next you're gonna tell me your name's also Mila. Wouldn't that be wild?
I would hate to disappoint you, but I'm Sigurd.
Well, that's good because I like to keep my name for myself. And what's your name? Dragonborn lady, do you
Oh,
have a
sorry.
name?
Oh,
Because I
the
just
name
saw
is
a plate of food walking by. You got really sidetracked for a second. You realized it was not.
no,
You don't have a name? Well, that's weird.
no, no.
Okay, I only asked once.
Her
Like, calm down.
her name is No.
Yes,
Oh, that's gotta be like really confusing in conversation, I'd imagine.
no.
Okay, I mean, okay. Well, listen, when I'm not busy in the kitchen or cleaning up the kitchen, I like to mess around with alchemy and sometimes even a little bit of magic. Now, you asked about my wings, or rather, the lack thereof. Had a little bit of a run-in with some sturges. Ugh, nasty, nasty fellas. Hungry, icky, blood-sucking bat things. They attacked and, listen, I made it out alive, but, luckily, I made it here to Dragon's Rest. Runara helped me recover and put me to work, like she tends to do. And it's not that I'm not grateful. It's just seems like everybody has a job to do. And I just wish that mine was a little more colorful. I don't get to light things on fire very often. Every
What
once in
sort
a
of
while, I get to roast some steaks, and that's about it.
what sort of things have you been alcheming?
That's not a word, but like I understand where you're coming from. My alchemical creations, I would say that they haven't proved as much practical as experimental, but everyone knows that when it comes to magic and alchemy, and especially the fusion of alchemy and magic, that there's only one right way to make a hooded lantern. And if you haven't found it yet, then you found one less way to make a hooded lantern. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's experimental. It's all part of the learning process. But I could still be pretty handy helping scrap.
I think we should let her have some practice.
Great. So which one of you am I fighting first?
Probably No's the one who likes to fight.
No,
I was just kidding.
Sigurd.
I don't want to fight you. I want to
Mhm.
help you. I'm more useful as like a
Mm.
sidekick, maybe. Half your size, half the amount of damage I
I was
can
gonna let
inflict.
Sigurd have the honors, but yes, no, absolutely. I think you should come along.
Great. Where are we going? When are we going? Can we go right now? Sorry. I was listening to Rick too much earlier.
Well, it's evening, right?
It's like everybody's closing
Like,
up to go to bed. Like it's literally those two make it out and us.
okay.
They probably usually about this time they lock up the library.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yes, you did say
Perhaps
that.
we
Yeah.
should be finding. Um, perhaps we should be finding a friend. Oh man, I literally
Yeah.
just
Oh,
blanked on the
Patrick?
name. Patrick. Oh
Yeah,
man,
I could probably
perhaps we should
round
be
him
finding
up.
Patrick.
I know where your rooms would be because I think Aga was taking him there, so I could lead you that way if you want. I didn't include that on my resume, but maybe I should now that I think about it.
I think the odds are extremely slim that he's there, unfortunately. But
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know where else we could really check. I mean, the
Well,
temple isn't really something that gets closed. It's open, like permanently open.
I do have to make my way to the temple. Well, is it difficult to find from here?
No, you take that trail and you go up.
Well, then, it sounds like that's where I need to go.
mm, I suppose that is what we came here for, or rather, what you came here for, what I was hired for. Uh, so
What were
to
you
that,
hired for?
turn it to help him return the his thing. That's
Yeah,
not for
just
me to say.
this big old shield here.
His shield. There you have it.
You came all the way to Stormwreck Isle so that you could bring a shield to a temple? I mean, hey, I'm not one to judge. I wash dishes, so I'm pretty open-minded, but it just seems like kind of a lot.
I suppose. It belongs to Bahamut now, or it will, and
Dude,
that was very important to someone.
he's I don't know how to tell you this, but he's like super dead.
I'm sorry.
Like I don't think Bahamut doesn't live here. He's like not alive anymore.
Bahamut is a god. He's a dragon god of justice. And
Oh,
what do you mean
that's kind of
dead?
cool. I guess. I don't know. I don't study history much, but like he doesn't live here.
Well, of course he doesn't live here. He lives in the seven heavens, presumably, doing god things.
Because he died?
Uh, do you know what gods are?
Not
What
really. You
did
want to talk about it?
I thought this was a monastery of some sort.
Well, yeah, but not every single person here gives respect at the temple. Like some of us wash dishes, which
Uh,
is super
but you don't
important.
have any concept of that Bahamut's a god?
I mean, that's just.
Do you not know what gods are?
I don't really get into all that because I don't know. I kind of keep to myself in my experiments and look for adventurers to recruit me to be their sidekicks.
Well, that's fair enough, I suppose.
But if you're trying to give Bahamut your shield, he does not live here. And that I am really sure about.
That's
Because I
fine.
would have seen him come into the dining hall like at least once.
No, I understand what you mean. That's fine.
My concept of reality is confined. It's rude.
Listen, what was your name again?
Mila.
Mila, of course. Mila, sometimes this sort of thing, it's not necessarily about physically giving somebody a thing. It's sort of a ritual sort of thing, from what I understand, and
Okay.
those rituals mean a lot to some people.
Okay, like I respect it. I don't have to understand it. I thought it was more of like a handoff thing, but he's
Right.
not. Let's live here. But I think I get it now. It's more of like when they like light incense and it fills the air, smells really good, and they say it's for Bahamut. It doesn't actually go like he doesn't get it. It's just something that he might like. Like he might like your shield.
Right. Yeah, maybe he
Yeah,
receives it, maybe he
it's
doesn't. It's
cool.
not.
This is riveting.
I'm not
Let's
sure I really
take the
understand
If he
it
doesn't
shield
myself.
receive it,
right
what would
now.
happen?
I'm interrupting. I'm tired of this conversation. We're walking in
Okay.
circles. We will find you tomorrow,
Yeah, I'll be
and we'll
here.
go on our own little adventure.
I have
As for
to
now, we're going to
get up
take our
early.
leave,
Okay, bye.
and we're going
And
to do our own thing.
yeah, cool. Do you want me to show you where your room is, or like you're
No,
good?
no, we'll find it.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll run into each other
Oh,
tomorrow morning.
I have to be here like an hour before, like at sunrise or before, to start making breakfast.
Do we need to help you sneak away from the kitchen?
I don't know. Are you leaving before breakfast?
I don't even. We haven't decided yet. We need to talk to our friend Patrick.
Okay. Well, I guess it kind of depends on when you're leaving.
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Okay. All right. Good luck and good night.
Dog, what the heck was that
I already started
conversation?
walking.
Oh my goodness.
At one point in the conversation, I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, AJ's grilling me. I'm getting grilled. What? Ah, please stop asking
No.
her questions.
I just
Please
thought it was
stop.
so
I'm getting
funny how like
stressed."
the high dude, the stoner, is
Oh,
having a little bit
goodness.
more of a productive adventure over here. Meanwhile, there's like deep religious realities being blown over here about whether deities exist or not.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's one
yeah.
way to move forward in the story, I suppose.
Sigurd was flabbergasted. What can he say?
It's
Uh,
valid. It's
Uh,
honestly valid.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting outside the doors.
Alrighty.
Just like thumping your foot super hard, like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So we walk up the hill to the temple. I don't know. Do we run into Patrick on the way, or
wait, where are you going? Because I thought you were going to your rooms, but are you going to the temple?
yeah,
I
let's go
thought
into
we
the
were
temple.
going to return the shield as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's say that. I don't know, Patrick. Does the timeline check out that you would be
So at the
getting locked
time,
out of the library right now? Like they're locking up the library, and what's his name? Frub is
Frub, yeah.
kicking you out.
You know, honestly, yeah.
It's
Considering
a
how that
little
conversation went,
loosey-goosey, okay?
yeah. Because I
He
was
talking for a
thinking
while.
I was gonna go straight down to the to my room, but since they
Sure.
were, because I forgot like our timelines were going simultaneously, so
Yeah.
they're like I'm probably walking towards them. Like I'm probably like here. Let me move
On the
myself
path.
up. Yeah, I am probably running into No as Sigurd is leaving the
Dining hall.
the dining hall. Thank you.
Sure.
Oh.
That's great. Finally, one timeline.
We're all back together, guys.
Felt like I
One
was in the
group.
multiverse for a second there. Holy cow!
You did great.
I
You
can't
did
wait
great.
until we get back to Dragonheim, AJ. How many players we got? 4 players. Oh man,
Oh man.
I'm a player
Yeah.
in AJ's campaign that he's running, so
Yeah.
it's like
Gonna
he's got to be
grill him.
careful because anything can get boomeranged right back.
Yeah.
Of course.
I didn't do anything.
You were about to. It's getting there.
You are headed toward the temple, and down the pathway comes Patrick.
Ah, Patrick, there you
Ah.
are.
Oh, hey, dudes.
Well,
Hey,
where
sorry
have you
that you
been?
got-
What have you been up to?
I got a book.
Ah, a book? What of?
The history of magic, man.
And why?
I don't know. I just feel like reading. Can I not? Can I not read, bro?
Just curious.
Yeah. I just.
I didn't-
Thought you were going to your room. Just seems curious that
Oh,
you
I did go to
now
my
have a
room,
book.
and then I didn't. I kind of took a little walk and went up and down this path. Then I decided to go check out the only place that has doors, which is. And then I point over to the library. This place is the library, dude. It's a pretty
Hmm.
nice library.
Learn anything fun while you there?
I'll be honest, dude. I barely really did. I was trying to find a specific book, and it's taking me so long. I didn't find it. Next thing I know, it's time for me to leave. But Rex, right?
Rix.
Rex. Thank you,
Rix.
Rex. She was
Gotta get
pretty
the right
helpful.
vowel.
She was pretty helpful, actually. And she got me this book. So yeah, that was basically my evening.
Ah, well, we've had a pretty eventful evening ourselves. We've learned of some mushroom monsters.
Oh.
We've learned of some shipwrecks,
Oh,
possibly caused by harpies.
what?
We're what?
Okay, dude. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's what I said.
Can we dial it back like a little bit here? Why are there so many monsters here, and why are you only finding this information out? The
Don't know.
silence is deafening. I genuinely am curious. Like, why was this the only topic of conversation, dudes?
'Cause
People
that's why I'm
just seem
here.
to really want our help. I'm not sure why, but it could be an opportunity to make
No,
some
this was
coin
totally
for
your
our...
doing, wasn't it?
Who, no?
No, totally your doing, wasn't it, dude? Come on, come on. You were the one wanting to find the monsters. Come on, dude.
Okay, yes.
I knew it, dude. Sigurd's a good kid, man. Other than the time where he couldn't exactly open up the chest, open the chest, but Oh, hey, dude, I forgot to tell you. There's a temple up here, bro.
Ah,
I don't know if this is
Oh,
the
we
temple
were-
you're looking for, dude, but it's like right up this path.
I
actually, that's
hope so. Was it the temple to Bahamut? Was that...
Yeah, remember the part I said I don't know anything about it? I don't know anything about it, but I can show you.
Yeah,
Follow Patrick.
I would... Thank you.
Yeah, I got you, dude. I'm just gonna lead them up the path to the temple.
Okay. Because we're at a natural pause right now, we could stop here, or we can resolve the temple scene. Eventually, the three of you will need to go to sleep, or you will incur a level of exhaustion. So I'm just pointing that out because it's like fully nighttime now.
I think resolving this and then going to sleep would be a good stopping point.
That's fine.
That makes sense to me.
I agree.
Sure.
All
Okay.
right.
You guys
Unless
head up.
unless this turns into a... we have to fight all of our demons in the
Yeah,
Supernatural
it turns into a two-parter over here.
Tell you what, when the zombie horde cascades off the cliffside around
Right.
you, we could stop there.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
when
yeah.
World War Z happens, that's when
Yeah,
we
yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Picture that. That's it.
It's terrifying.
Actually, Stormwreck Isle is where Patient Zero originated. It's
Yep.
complicated.
Freaking
It's
knew
a,
it.
it's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Dragon's blood is the key.
You
That's why
head
there's so
up.
many of them there.
You head up the path. You pass by Frub as he finished locking up the library. He doesn't really acknowledge you. He gives a little nod to Petrick
Give him that
and
back.
continues down the path. And then you wind up some rocky stairs, increasing in elevation as you go until you get out to the open air temple with large columns on 3 of the 4 sides. The north side built into the cliff face, and it overhangs the cliff side. The statue in the middle stands as described previously, and it is
The old man with
sorry.
the
It's gorgeous.
seven songbirds.
No, I think that's the one that was down by the lower part of the path. Am I getting these two? This is a
Yeah, I think so.
canary's perched on his hands, shoulders, and
Yeah, that's
head.
this one. Yeah.
But the one that you're talking about, I think, was down on the lower path. The two stars on the map represent the two statues, by the way.
Right. Well, the one statue was of a dragon down below.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And this one up here is the
man
with the
with canaries.
seven canaries.
I don't think it's 7. Just canaries perched on his hands, shoulders, and head.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Sure could be.
Mhm.
It's actually 77 canaries.
Oh, so close, dude.
Almost had it. Okay, so the statue there.
Oh, everyone's moving their tokens except for me. Oh my.
Silly goose.
I'm sorry.
Don't have
I'm
to.
coming.
You're good.
Guys,
dude.
wait up. Guys, wait up.
It's crazy how Petric's the one that wants to go up here. He's doing so slow, bro.
You get it. Frub actually tripped him on the way.
Freaking
My bad. Humans.
Is-
The worst.
Flashback about that fist bump conversation. Like, it's so freaking
Yeah.
weird.
Don't worry, I'll take care of this for you, bud.
Gotcha, my man.
As you walk out into the open air temple, above you is just a blanket of stars on this clear night. I think there's no sign of monsters, and there's definitely no food here. So, I don't know. Maybe not as exciting, but for Sigurd, as you look up at the stars, you almost feel like the stars flickering are an entity watching down on you. You feel a presence that you can't quite pinpoint, but you definitely feel like you're being watched from above.
Okay. Is there like an altar?
There is a small stone table that has a bowl and a few sticks of incense that are not currently lit, but a place where incense is consistently being burned. I'm sorry, it's actually at the base of the statue. Sorry, in the statue's pedestal at each of the 4 cardinal directions, so on the north, south, east, and west, there are little depressions in the pedestal where that's where the incense would be placed.
Let's say this is strange. I don't know, if that's you out there, Sir Xanarex. I'm upholding your.
It's just me, dude.
Do you guys feel that, or is that just me?
I don't see anything.
Can I roll? I don't know if it would be Arcana to see if I'm feeling anything magical. I don't know. Would that even work?
It would be religion.
It'd be religion?
In this place,
Okay.
considering the context, it would be religion.
To see, and then maybe if it'd be related to the whole if someone's watching me thing.
Sure. It's my anxiety.
11.
Somebody's watching me.
Did you roll a 4? What is happening?
I don't know, dude.
And the dice were taking a break for the night too.
Yeah. I stopped smoking. They're like, yeah, we're stop rolling, dude.
You still feel that same sense of almost an aura of comfort, but not a presence, as it were.
And this wouldn't be the same kind of feeling I felt with like throughout, like with the visions or just what I was experiencing today. This is like something
It's the
separate.
this is the same feeling as when you touched the stone column earlier, where it was like a sense of reassurance, but not connection, not proximity. There's no sense of closeness there, but there is a sense of comfort. Yeah.
I'll
I
put
know it's
my
vague, but that's about as
Nah, I rolled
specific as I
low.
can get.
It's good. I'll put my hand on Sigurd's
You
shoulder.
don't feel like someone's watching you unless you want to lie to Sigurd, but you don't. It feels pretty empty.
I'm gonna lie to him. Uh, hey
I had a
man,
feeling.
I it feels weird up here, dude. Like I totally feel something, and maybe it is someone watching us right now, dude. I kind of got that vibe that something. Not everything here is on the up and up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. This is strange. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if that is you watching me, Sir Zanrax, but I'm here just like you, just like I promised. I've never done anything like this before, but I guess I'll just put this over here then, and I'll just take the big old shield, the shield that's too big for me, the white shield with the blue dragon's head on it, and I'll put it on the south-facing sconce,
Toward the cliffside?
yeah, towards the cliffside.
Sure.
I'll just kind of like try to awkwardly prop it there.
Um, give me a
Mm.
religion check,
Mm.
please.
Okay. Oh,
Oh man,
did all right.
The
That
13
Yeah.
is okay.
You take the shield in your hands. You position it on the south facing side of the statue. And just as your hands are about to release, the bottom of the shield touches the stone ground, and almost like a surge of energy comes up from the stones through the shield and fills your body. And you are transported.
Oh no.
The temple disappears, and in front of you is an open landscape. A rugged field with some rocks and stones and grass and flowers. And on the left hand, you see uh on the left side you see a red dragon. Kind
Oh
of
dear.
about 50 yards out. About 150 feet ahead of you, for those of you that prefer to measure your feet.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit on the left on your peripheral, but headed moving right. So moving as if it would be in front of you.
I like look around frantically, like, holy cow, what the heck? How did I just get here?
Yeah,
Uh,
you
uh
don't have a shield in your hands.
okay.
There's no
Uh,
shield. There's no
I'm so,
temple. There is an open field, a red dragon, and as you glance around frantically, not knowing how to get back,
yeah, yeah.
on your right hand side,
Don't tell me.
you see a platinum dragon.
Oh shit.
About roughly 150 feet away, headed left. And these two dragons are about to face off in front of you. Neither of them seems to have any acknowledgement of you yet. What do you want to do?
I'm just honestly like I feel like you'd just be stunned. He would just be stunned watching. It's
Sure.
like I don't know what to do. If there's like I guess is there like any tall grass or is it just is
Yeah.
the grass pretty short?
The
I think
grass is about between knee to waist high, so fairly. And there are scattered kind of clusters of rock, not mountainous, but just large
yeah.
boulders that are scattered throughout the field as well.
I think he'll just like dive down like into the grass and then
Okay,
try to like army crawl through the grass towards a
sure.
rock to hide behind a rock.
Okay. How about give me a general dexterity check for dive and army crawl,
Yeah.
and then a stealth check to hide behind a rock.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, hopefully you get a good roll.
Dexterity.
Well, yeah, a natural 20 is a good roll
Oh,
for a
hey,
dex check.
look at
Let's go.
that.
You do a beautiful little tuck and roll maneuver, just like with a whisper, unheard, in the tall grass. Great. Now a stealth to hide behind.
Oh, 10, not bad.
Well, your stealth is betraying you, my
As a
I
rogue,
know.
this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I rolled
Um,
a 3 on the die this time.
Yeah.
you think you're hidden behind this rock, as these two dragons approach each other, and they're both kind of walking with a solemnity and a confidence, intent on meeting what you assume to be in the middle in front of you.
Man. Well,
And then they're
this-
making out. Let's go.
They're making out. Roll for indecency.
Why are you here?
What you see, Sigurd, I
Why?
saw what a man should never see.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. I just come back into the real world, just like 1,000-yard stare. Like, don't ask.
Looks traumatized.
Yeah, what do you
I
want to do?
mean, there's nothing. I mean, in this case, there's nothing I can do really. Sigurd's too small. I assume that I've been assuming the platinum dragon is what I think it is. Then there's no way it could lose to a red dragon. I would think, but I don't know.
Okay, the
So I
two
guess I'll just watch and see what happens.
the two dragons face off, and there's an exchange of what you assume to be language. Do you speak Draconic?
No, I didn't travel with Sir Xanarax very long. So
Okay.
no, I don't speak Draconic.
There's an obvious back and forth exchange that is unknown to you. I'm going to say, with the context, that you know it's in Draconic, but you can't obviously understand what
Heard
it
it
is
before.
specifically, right? You've
Sir
you've
Xanarax
probably heard
used
it.
to
Yeah,
pray. He used to pray in Draconic
yeah.
a lot, an obnoxious amount.
It was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And after this exchange goes back and forth, the red dragon suddenly unleashes a fire breath directly at the platinum dragon, staggering him back a step before he returns fire. These two are at blows with each other, dueling in front of you, 150 feet ahead. And even from this distance, you feel a wave of heat come over you from the flame breath as these two begin to claw and bite and breathe elemental energy on each other. I would like you to roll a d20 for the man. Which of these two would you like to roll for? I'm gonna let you put your backing on the red dragon or the platinum dragon.
Well, I
man.
rolled a bit too fast. But I mean,
Oh man,
I
sorry.
feel like
I'll let you
like
re-roll because I didn't give you proper context. So tell me
okay.
who you're gonna back and then re-roll.
Man. Well, I think like he would want the platinum dragon to win.
Okay, you roll for the platinum dragon and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
The first blow, the red dragon, even though it had that initial strike, looks to be slightly staggered by the platinum dragon as the platinum dragon raises just a huge claw and extends at full length and just swipes right across the neck of the red dragon. Go ahead and roll again, please. Are you
y'all-
continuing to back the platinum
You
dragon?
guys are duking it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In retaliation, the red dragon opens its jaw and clamps down right on the forearm as the slash comes through, returning blow for blow, and a nice best out of 3. Let's see who takes it on the third one.
Who
Do you
takes
still want to
it?
back the platinum dragon?
I do.
Go for it.
I do.
I believe in you. 14 and a 15.
Oh, man.
Oh, so close.
The red dragon, with its claw clamped around the platinum dragon's leg, flings its neck and with it tosses the platinum dragon off to the side where it remains laying down in this field. Where there were spots of white and yellow flowers, suddenly there is a streak of red blood as the platinum dragon is gravely injured. I'd like you to roll a religion check.
Oh my.
Okay.
It's a DC 15.
A lot of religion checks today. Oh,
I know, I know.
17.
You recognize that what you're seeing cannot be physical reality. It is something that the temple wanted you to see, chose you to see. It wants to communicate to you. And so even while you're present here, not knowing how to get back to your friends, back to your physical reality, there is a sense of that panic being erased, that this was intentional and also personal. This is not just a message for anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Man, I fear that what I've always known is true.
Chung chung.
Yeah.
As that fear comes across your mind, the red dragon who is looming over the platinum dragon that's on the ground, it does a 90-degree angle and turns and looks directly at you with
Oh,
glowing
dear.
golden eyes,
Ooh.
obviously with true sight. It sets its sights on you the instant that thought comes through your head, and it growls, saying, "How foolish of you to think that anything you could do is enough to overcome who you are."
Yeah, I probably just start crying, honestly.
Jesus.
You start crying.
This is an emotional
Yeah.
episode. Oh my god.
The platinum dragon on the ground raises a weakened head and also looks at you with piercing sky blue eyes. And in response to the red dragon's comment says, "Your destiny has not been determined yet. You can still decide what your future will hold." And you feel in this moment that these two dragons in conflict in front of you are a reflection of that internal turmoil. But you get to
Inside to our two
decide
dragons.
who's going to win. You get to decide
Yeah.
who's going to win. The red dragon looks at you, snarling after hearing this platinum dragon who just will not give up this fight, and says, "You know who you are. Finish the act. Be who you were born to be. It's too late to choose another path." And all of a sudden in your right hand, yeah, look at your hand for like 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh, it's manifesting. It's
Can you make
materializing.
it like a little more dramatic, a little bit more horrified? Okay, keep going.
Get a
You're doing
lamp
good.
over it just to make the
Um,
light come on.
Sorry. All of a sudden in your right hand, you see a obsidian black amulet in the symbol of an eye with a little green glow at the center and a black obsidian chain hanging from it. It fills your whole hand. It's large.
That's cool.
It's a large, like the size of an orange in your
Jeez.
hand. And the red dragon speaks to you almost as if through that amulet, saying, will you become who you were born to be? This is my gift.
Oh man.
What's the thought that
So do I
comes
feel like
to your head? Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
yeah. So do I feel like he wants me to put it on? Like wear the amulet?
He's offering it to you. It's a
Mm,
gift.
dang.
Dang.
Yeah. Um interesting. So yeah, I'm thinking about there's a part that I think that this is inevitable. I think this is the inevitable result of everything that's happened so far. And
Your whole sorry.
yeah,
I thought that was a question. Go ahead.
yeah. And I feel like this is inevitable. But then like looking down at the platinum dragon, honestly reminds something in his face as he lies there bloodied and dying.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Sir Xanarex um, in his last moments. It's like uncannily similar. I realized that something in his eyes just like makes me need to throw. I just throw the amulet down. I have to.
The moment that the amulet touches the ground, the red dragon disappears in a puff of black smoke, as if it never existed. The platinum dragon still lies bleeding on the ground in front of you.
And then another amulet appears in your hand.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Your left hand.
It's your left hand. It's white now.
Then the zombie ambush happens. Let's
World War
go!
Guys, buckle up. We're about to have company.
It just turns into a freaking 80s action movie.
As soon as the red dragon disappears, the platinum dragon does not move on the ground. But you hear a voice in your head. What if the dragonborn that you had followed could have given you last words? What would he have said to you? His life was cut short before he could kind of pass on to you what he would want you to do, other than the take my shield to the Temple of Bahamut. But
Yeah.
what last words would he have given you if he had had more time? Because I feel like you know in your heart from working alongside him for so long what he would want for your future.
Yeah. Yeah, he would say that it isn't a waste. My death wasn't a waste, and your life won't be waste as long as you choose to chase after that which is good. Then even if you fail, it won't be for nothing, and it won't be a waste.
Yeah, you hear that voice in your head. It's as if, sir, is it Zoranax or Xanarax?
It is Zoranax. I think I
Okay.
might have messed up.
That's
at one
fine. I
point.
David saying Xanarex.
I've been avoiding his name for too
Xanarax.
long. I need to, Sir Zoranax. It's
Yeah.
like you can hear you can hear his voice in your head. It's just as real as any teaching he had ever given you while he walked this earth physically. And then the platinum dragon looks at you one last time and says, "Your story is not yet complete. Turn this page and leave it behind and move on to the next." And then you're out of the vision. Your feet are on stone ground, the shield still in your hands. And for No and Petrick, it was not enough time for you to have been concerned. You thought he was just taking a meditative moment to place the shield, and you can both roll a perception check if you would like to.
Yeah.
To see if you pick up on any oddities in that shield placement.
Rolling with a natural 20.
I
Okay.
feel like, honestly, tears would just be streaming down my face.
Yeah. Okay. Petrick notices
Oh, no, so much.
streaks of tears.
Oh
and
no!
he's
You got
in.
a what?
No is just like, I wonder what we're having for breakfast, because that's next up on the docket. Next meal is
Yeah.
there's bacon. But Petrick, you do notice 2 streams of tears. And for you, Sigurd, coming back to this moment, you feel inside like this was something that your mentor was leading you to. Even in his final dying breath, to bring his shields here, he knew that you needed to close one chapter. And this was the only way he knew to kind of impart that final wisdom to you.
Wow.
Wow.
And with that, we're gonna wrap up tonight's session.
Wow.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. Thanks for joining us on this journey of these 3 misfit adventurers as they discover this island and what it holds for them. We'll be back same time, same place next week, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. In the meantime, you can catch Tabletop Dorks on all the social media. Zeus, do you want to give a sign off or a shout out before we wrap up tonight's session?
Shout out to all the cool dads out there for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. So all you cool daddy-os out there, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. But no, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Sloth and AJ for being a part of this. And thank you to Moonshot for DMing as well. Next week, I'm sure we're going to be getting tons of action. So I'm excited.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Zeus, thank you so much for running the recording and the broadcast, handling all the awesome graphics and the social media side of things. Honestly, a man of many hats. So we appreciate you. Thank you, Sloth, AJ, for joining as players tonight and contributing to the story. We'll see you back next week, and we'll continue on with zombie ambushes and more. Catch you then. Good night.
Bye.